Let's see if it's working now. Here. Get back to my channel, please. It says we're on, so I'm going to assume we're on. A happy Pride Month to Slovene, or from Slovene and I. You don't have your gay pants on.
No, I don't.
If I was wearing them, it'd be pretty gay. I've got my gay pants on.
I wrote bitch.
You wrote bitch?
Yeah.
You can't really see it as much in the video. Ass is
No,
flat
it
as
looks
stale
pretty
soda.
good.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. We're good. We're starting. Hey, if you end up going to the fridge, you mind grabbing me a Dr. Pepper? I actually... Oh, no, there's one in the freezer. Can you grab that before that fucking explodes again? I've exploded 3 Dr. Peppers this month, I think. One that Maddie caught. One... No, 2. 2. And then one last month. Well, one last month. It's pretty bad. Okay, so it is working. Let me go to YouTube and see if... I don't see your chat. You know what, actually? I have it on hold potentially inappropriate comments, just in case, like, spam.
Alright, something else. Do you want this really cold one?
Yeah, I'll take that one.
Just be careful when you open it.
How funny would it be if it just fucking exploded on me?
It'd be a nightmare if it got on all your electronics.
Yeah, it's not popping up. Yep, that bitch is like frozen.
Yeah.
I barely get anything out of it. It's just gotta sit. Okay, I can see my shit. Let me type out something. I wrote boy. You see boy in there? Exploding Dr. Pepper. When did you write that? Just now? What did you write at first?
Bitch.
Okay, it held it away. I thought you said you wrote something else.
No, I wrote bitch.
Oh, yeah.
I see my baby. Thank you.
All right.
Oh.
I don't remember exactly what we were talking about in the last one. Other than, yeah, you wanted me to check out Brett Cooper. Brett Cooper. Yeah, I talked a little bit about the bullshit that took so long to get this started with the GoPro taking, how long was that? 3 minutes and like 15 seconds? Took 4 hours to upload, 3 minutes.
I thought it was
I
like
stopped.
37 seconds.
I counted a couple minutes. The other one's on there. Here, let me just pull it up on here so it's not, because it's already going to be picking it up on the microphone since I don't have headphones and I'm not trying to have all kinds of like feedback and bullshit.
Gotcha.
YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will... Alright, let's open Widget. Apparently it's poor. Can you check it out? Try to see why it's not... Yeah, even on OBS it's kind of looking all funky. It seems that whenever I stream straight from YouTube, it's fine. When I stream straight from OBS, it's fine. But when I'm doing... Oh, God! Oh, fucking shit!
It exploded.
It slowly exploded. God. It's 3. It's 3 of them. Here, I'll clean it up and then just hand me the paper towels. Thank you. Let's see if you can see it. Yep. All right there. It slowly just kind of erupted. It did it so secretively.
I know. I
My
had
hands
no
are all
idea
fucking
it was
sticky and
happening.
shit. Oh, fucking Christ. Ooh. Let's clean up the bottom. Oh, the fucking GoPro shuts off. So how's the feed looking? Because it keeps telling me it's poor, and just another problem I've got to fucking overcome. I thought I fixed everything on the last one. The last one's private. It's not public yet.
It's a little laggy.
Little laggy. Fuck. Man, fuck that Dr. Pepper. It's so cold. It's so frozen that the bite is gone. Alright. Let me see how it's doing. Because especially if I end up pulling up, what's her face? Brett Cooper. Like, if it's already lagging just like this, then I can only imagine what it's going to look like. Okay, see, it's looking fine from there.
Yeah, it's...
I don't know what YouTube's doing. Yeah, fuck it. I'll just leave it right there so I can keep it. So I can keep an eye on it. I'll turn the volume down. Yeah, it's looking god awful. Let's see what happens whenever I pull up YouTube. I might just have to stream straight from OBS and not be able to see chat. Or to pull it up on something else. But no, Brett Cooper's bullshit seems to be just a bunch of transphobia, and she's upset about men getting vasectomies when Roe v. Wade's overturned. I want to what is her logic? Yeah, YouTube's taking forever. I wonder if you rewind it. Like, I wonder if someone rewatches this, or I just clip the recording of the live stream, if it'll be better. No, I'm rewinding this. This is looking bad. I'm gonna have to figure this shit out. Oh, why does my neck look like that? Yeah, this is looking really bad. Alright. Alright. Alright, Brett Cooper. What was the first short that you watched? Oh, I love this one. I love the title of whatever the fuck this is.
Welcome back to the comments section. I'm Brett Cooper. Guys,
okay, it's picking up
it's
the
always
audio.
a good day.
Get out of here. So I finally figured out how to get OBS to work, how to fucking get the screen to record and all this other shit. And then of course, now we've got lag. You just gotta get me a new computer. But no, the story that I just saw, hold on. Woke TikTok parent claims 7-year-old is non-binary. Is she saying that it's just not possible? Like, it can't happen until you're 8? So I'm pretty sure people realize, like, or they come up with, like, some arbitrary identification for their, like, sexual identity by, like, age 5. Even if you don't have words for it. Like, when we were, like, 5 years old, like, we didn't understand what trans was, so, like, a lot of people, like, you know, and, like, 5-year-olds aren't using this fucking type of language either, but, I mean, you have funny feelings around girls or boys. I remember being 5 years old, and I was really happy looking at boobies. If boobies were out on a movie, I was like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I still love boobies. Boobies are nice. You know, what was it? Well, who's the transphobe that is trans? Blair Witch or Blair White. Blair Witch. Blair White. Yeah. There's a clip of her in one thing where she's like talking about like you can't know your sexual identity at age 5, and then there's a clip of her on the Joe Rogan podcast, and he's like, so when did you realize that you were trans? And she's like, I was about 5 years old.
I mean, a lot of people who have been trans for the majority of their lives realize at a very young age.
Or they at least realize, like, I don't feel right. I don't feel comfortable. And if, like, that's what you're arguing, like, why do you give a shit? Like, if you're comfortable in your own...
I haven't seen that one. So, here's where I stand on that issue. Okay, so there's some parents that are probably going to say that their child is currently non-binary. Maybe because they were born male, but they don't only want to wear traditional, you know, boys' clothing. Maybe they really want to wear some dresses too. They want to grow out their hair, but like, I think letting your child be able to have a little bit of agency, even as a 5-year-old who's like, hey, I really want to wear this dress, I think it's really wrong to say, no, you're a boy. It's like, why not? I don't understand why, because that's going to confuse a child even more. Like, why? It's just, I see my friends wear dresses. So I don't understand why it's so weird to, like, if your kid really wants to wear a dress and they're a boy, why won't you let them do that?
Yeah.
They're just expressing themselves, and I'm not even going to go over the whole history of dress throughout the years, because it's completely flip-flopped to where men predominantly wore dresses all the time. Men wore heels. Men wore
Men were
makeup.
the only ones that wore makeup and like legs short. What was that? I don't know. I'm retarded. So like, what was it, like the 18th century?
No, it's in a
When
different cultures, but I know in France it was a.
men wearing makeup the socially
I think it's like
accepted norm. I know it's.
I
Still
think
the
it's
norm
like
in some
14th or
places.
16th century France was a big one.
4000 BC. For millennia stretching from 4000 BC through the 18th century, men traditionally used makeup in a myriad of ways. Because this is a brief history of makeup and gender. I can't read the rest of it. It wasn't until like the 1400s or some shit. Oh fuck! Now that I clicked on the link, it's probably what I was reading is probably buried deep underneath. Let me.
But if that's the case, then I don't understand why that's such a bad thing for a parent to say, well, right now, my kid is just kind of, non binary. I kind of prefer the term androgynous, because that's kind of in between. And I love androgyny. However,
men used red pigment for their cheeks. They'd whiten their skin with powder and paint their nails using a stomach-turning elixir of pig fat and blood.
yum.
Makes you grateful for the 5 free nail polishes of today. The 5 free. What is 5 free?
I don't know.
You can click on it. It's a hyperlink.
But this is something that I personally have a bit of a problem with, and this is a parent going too far with the vision they have for their kid. And I feel
exactly like them and how they believe like your kid is its own person.
right, but I feel that way even when it comes to someone, more on the left or liberal side, because I have met people in person. I worked for them who from a very young age forced girly things onto their kid. It wasn't like she gave him the option of,
It's just like forcing like boy stuff on a boy. I had friends that whenever we played Mortal Kombat, what is it, Melina, the wears purple?
Yeah.
Yeah. He like played as Melina, and his dad beat the shit out of him for it.
Wow.
Yeah, his dad beat the shit out of him for it. Because he should be playing as a girl. That doesn't lead to good things. That was a weird family. They were highly abusive. I remember they fucking they tried to get me to drink beer too. Like I was like 7 years old. They're like, here, they're like, hit this.
That's weird.
Dude, it tasted like shit.
But what I was saying was just like I don't like people forcing, their
Specific
religion
food,
on
yeah.
their children, or more conservative, evangelical, or right-wing things that they force on their kids. Like I deserve to give the same what my kids learn. I don't like that line of thinking, but I also don't like that line of thinking when it comes to things that are generally more progressive too.
Yeah.
Like that one woman.
They thought the same thing about interbreeding with black people,
Yeah.
like we were watching the other night.
But she forced her son to like girl things, to where when he grew up and got a little older, he only liked girl things, which if he did, that's totally fine, but she never gave him the option to even experience boy things. So growing up, she was trying to turn him gay because gay boys take care of their mamas. She just wanted a gay son.
Do you want to sit on this side with the microphone?
I don't think. No, I'm comfortable in the chair.
You're comfortable in the chair.
Yeah, I don't think that that's a good line of parenting either. Don't force any.
It's also a stigma around like gay being lesser, like, and I mean I had that as a kid. There's a specific family member too, an adult and someone my age, and I kept calling it. I never told you the story, but I'd always say like, oh, you're gay, and the adult would pull me aside and be like, stop fucking saying that, because one day you're gonna say it enough and he might be. Now this Oh no. Well, this person's fine with it. This person actually has I'm pretty sure an openly gay child, and they're cool with it. And no, I think they're bisexual too now. So like, I don't know. It's a matter of the times, but it still sucks. That's why I've got bigotry in the child.
Yeah, like
got bigotry in the
bigotry in the
title.
I just don't think that parents should be forcing lifestyles on their kids. I think that they should let their kids explore and experiment with themselves and stop going against that. Now, of course, you are their parent, and you do want to guide them in the best way. But I don't think forcing them in any way. Oh my God, I love that.
I drew that today at work.
I love it. I don't think that forcing them into one box or another is good. Now, you generally see more people forcing their kids into a, evangelical Christian, hetero,
These people who
box.
talk about gay stuff, they're
Because
groomers.
Yeah. I don't... The biggest thing about the whole don't say gay thing that I have a problem with is not the fact that like kids are gonna ask, well, what is that? It's the fact that kids probably might know and they just want a safe space to talk about it, and that's not allowed. Or you're not allowed to even introduce the topic. Like, could you imagine being a part
Didn't you
of
say that you
group?
watched a Reddit video of a teacher who was like worried about something about like, well, can I do this? Can I say this? And then it turns out like, oh yeah, the picture that you have on your desk of you and your wife, the two women, you got to take that down. It's like, you don't fucking make the straight teachers do that. Like they would never. It's because heterosexuality is up here, homosexuality is down here, and like the rest of it like bottom barrel. And they even equate it. That's why you'll hear like conservatives and religious people and Christians alike compare it to pedophilia and bestiality.
Yeah. It's like that's like psychotic to compare those things, but I think another big misconception is like bad people are going to be bad people regardless of literally anything, regardless of race, regardless of gender, regardless of sexual orientation, regardless of gender fucking preferred.
Yes, this is live. It's just really laggy.
Jesus, I'm an idiot. People are going to be bad people. So, of course, whenever trans people or gay people are just fucking known and talked about and it's more normalized, bad things are going to happen with those groups, as well as how bad things have been happening with Christian people or white people forever. Like,
yeah.
One group is not worse or better than the other. The fact is that one group is trying to literally silence the other, and that's the problem. It's so frustrating whenever something bad happens. They're like, well, they were fucking trans, we told you. It's like, well, how about the other tons of people who are literally in your demographic that are doing bad things too? Why aren't you yelling and screaming? That's why I wanted to know.
People are just triggered. Like, they talk about liberals or whatever, fucking, I mean, who cares, but liberals being snowflakes, but then people are, like, tripping about what was it? Oh my god, I don't remember. Basically, just gay people. Just gay. No. Two dudes holding hands. That's right. Think on it. I'm not thinking on it. I mean, if you're not gonna say it, it's cool. Someone's like, you have no clue who I am. I don't know. Whoa, dude. Whoa. It's probably Jack. There are Corky Ziados. I could either see that being, I don't know. Do I know you personally? You don't. You don't what?
What's the inflection on that? Can you give us just a hint?
I don't know.
They
asked.
Well,
They asked, "Is it live?" I said, "Yeah, it's just laggy. I'm testing out a new setup and it's not working well." I said, "By the way, I'm not at all who you think I am." I didn't actually think they were anybody. I just see a username. I have no clue who Corky is. And then I was just, they were like, "You have no idea," and I was like, And okay, that's right. Think on it.
That could be like playfully mysterious or slightly threatening.
I don't know. It's a, well, actually, I can't talk about that on here. You probably know what I'm thinking about. I'm from the hood also. Uh-huh. Alright. A little bit closer. A little bit closer. But honestly, I'm from the hood. That can mean anybody. Oh yeah, were you saying you don't, as in I don't know you personally? Like, we don't know each other personally, or you only know me from here? Because otherwise, I mean, even if I do or don't know you, it doesn't really matter to me in the end. Not meaning that offensively, but I don't know. It doesn't really make a difference to me. I'm putting this out there. Somebody, my worst enemy and my most despised family member and my most loved person could be watching this. It doesn't really make a difference, I guess. I don't know. Just weird. But no, either way. I didn't want to forget on the last one that we were testing out beforehand, the Brett Cooper thing. I actually want to pull one of those up, specifically the vasectomy one. You said that she's triggered over the fact that men are gonna be getting vasectomies after Roe v. Wade gets overturned.
Well, she's just commenting and putting it in a really negative light of like. You think hold on. You think you know people when you don't. Oh, this person's gay. Wait, what do you mean?
I don't know. I don't care. I'm moving on.
You think you know
people? I don't know. It's a waste of time. But no, I'm gonna look up the hold on. What was it called again? Was it a short or a regular video, by the way?
I think it was a short.
Alright, while I'm looking it up, you can go on now. I just wanted to get that out of the way.
No, someone had commented about they said my man got fit because she was commenting. Let me just preface this. She was commenting on a TikTok that someone said where the woman was like, if Roe v. Wade gets overturned, I asked my male partner or husband, boyfriend, whatever,
to get a vasectomy.
And he had this like silence, and he thought it was wrong.
It's like I can't.
Him to have to do that.
I can't do birth control, but you can. It's like, ooh, tell the story about the fucking dude that we were working with that one time, last year or whatever. It was like, yeah, like I'm trying to bust in my girl, and she don't want to take birth control, and you're like, yeah, why don't you? And he's like, like, you know. Oh yeah, it's feminine to take birth control.
Yeah, we used to remodel stores, and I was doing the sets, and someone would fill after me. I would basically set up the shelves and all that shit, and then temps would come back and fill it from the old section to the new section. Yeah, and so there was this one temp who was like talking to another temp about something right next to me. It was kind of open conversation between anyone who was there. There was about 5 people in that whole aisle because it was like cereal, so it was a shit ton of stuff to do. And there was about 3 people, me, that temp, and another temp included. So it was all kind of just like vague conversation. But he was talking about, you know, his girl, who's like not his girlfriend, but someone that he's just fucking around with, which, you know, whatever. And he was saying that, you know, she wanted to get off her birth control because birth control fucking sucks, man. It sucks. I've never had great experiences with it, but I don't want to get pregnant. So, and he was just saying like, yeah, my girl wants to get off birth control, and he's like, yeah, but like, I don't like condoms or something like that. And I was just like, well, I can understand why she wants to be off birth control. It's really harsh on our bodies. So like, I don't think it's, because I think he was talking about maybe persuading her to stay on the birth control, and I was just letting him know like,
she didn't want to, and he's like, well, I fucking sure as hell don't want to get a vasectomy.
Well, this is what happened was I was just like, well, I mean, if she doesn't want to be on birth control, then she shouldn't. If she doesn't feel good on it, you got to understand that can really fuck with your body. That really fucks, you know, with your hormones, your cycle, just so many things. And he was like, yeah, I get that. And then I was like, well, you know, he's like, yeah, I get that, but like, you know, I want to have sex. And I was like, well, if there was a male birth control, would you take that? I mean, if there was a male birth control that had no side effects on you, but like, you know, guaranteed that you wouldn't get someone pregnant, I mean, that would be a good option. I know other countries are trying to develop that. And he was like, no, I'm not going to take male birth control. And I was like, well, why is that? And he's like, well, that's what the girl's supposed to do. And I was just like, that's stupid. The only reason why the girl is supposed to do it is because we haven't actually pushed men to be uncomfortable with anything for the most part. It's like if his masculinity is so fragile to be honest, that if there was a male birth control, he wouldn't take it.
Could it also be like an injection, like the butt shot?
I don't know.
Could you get it like shot in the gooch?
Oh, that would hurt. I don't know. I'd like to look more into like, you know, what kind of cultivations of male birth control.
By the way, I found the video. It's a short. It wasn't a video. That's why I couldn't fucking find it. Yep. Let's. Oh man, I'm gonna need a.
So last night, I told my man that I was no longer comfortable being.
Fuck. Let's All right, we're good now. Oop. It's gonna work. It was just working until I put OBS on me in the oh, there it goes.
So last night, I told my man that I was no longer comfortable being intimate unless he gets a vasectomy if they overturn Roe v. Wade.
I mean, guys.
His response was silence, which is not comforting. And he kind of looked at me like, how could you be punishing me for something other men are doing?
Wait a second. I bet you anything this woman is like completely against not the TikTok woman, but the Brett Favre over here. I bet you she's against contraception, period.
She's a libertarian conservative right wing.
Wait, she's not libertarian. Shut the fuck up.
It's in her bio.
That's when racists call themselves race realists.
Which is a conversation we've had a few times, and I know, red flags, red flags.
My God, this is almost as bad as the women that were all like, we're going on a sex strike. I'm just surprised that any of them are getting people to sleep with them.
What?
But like,
okay,
what was most shocking to me is this entire comment section was people saying, "Oh my God, yes."
I don't care. She can't actually attack the video. She has to go to the comments.
That's what it's called in the comment section.
Oh yeah. Okay, get out of here. Wow. Dude, you can find shit in any fucking comment. That is such horse shit. Whoa. That is such horse shit. I was at least expecting her to be like, well, you see, women are the ones that are supposed to get birth control because they have to control themselves. You know, like something like that.
Her whole shtick is because she can't think of her own ideas. Honestly, she's just piggybacking off of like the Ben Shapiro's and Matt Walsh's.
Didn't you say she wants to be like a Ben Shapiro groupie? Oh,
it just seems like it.
Dude. That's not even. She didn't even actually like attack or go after. That's some weak level. That's some weak shit right there.
Her commentary just sounds like regurgitation of arguments I've heard other.
Welcome back to the comment section. I'm Brett Cooper.
Oh my God. This is the best type of comedy. In the first couple months of Ricky Gervais's new comedy special, he absolutely roasts the transgender movement. Dude, they hate it whenever he says anything about Christianity or makes religious people feel upset. But they're like, oh, he's roasting the troons.
The thing is in that comedy special, Ricky Gervais is a controversial comedian, and he's gonna roast anybody.
But his views aren't actually hating on them. They're just
he's just making jokes. He's just joking, and he prefaces that in that comedy special. He's like, "Hey, look, I believe in trans rights, and I think everyone should have trans rights. They're human rights, but you know." He just has to explain it. She's like, it's so messed up that he has to like explain it. It's like, dude,
you know what these people are? These people are the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
The thing about about that is he didn't really have to explain it. If you know anything about Ricky Gervais's comedy, is that he's going to be controversial whether it's towards trans people, religious people. He's going to roast anybody. That's Ricky Gervais for you. The problem is I can understand why some people are upset. I mean, people's rights are getting revoked all the time, and if you just turn trans issues into a joke, then everyone's going to see it as a joke and think that they're not fucking human. So I can understand why people are like, this is too much of a sensitive topic right now.
Yeah.
We barely have like our rights, dude, and they're constantly getting taken away.
Ricky crushes
like,
trans narrative.
As much as I think Ricky Gervais is a funny comedian, I would be upset if he was making a joke about the overturn of Roe v. Wade, because it's like, this is going to ruin a lot of people's lives.
Yeah.
So it's like a little too...
Like, it's already hard enough to afford to take care of a family, let alone, like, have a house by yourself or, like, as a couple. Like, you've got to have, like, fucking roommates. And then you want to throw on top of that, like, oh, hey, yeah, if you accidentally get pregnant, yeah, you're fucked. Even if you took all the precautions, condoms, contraception, safe sex, pulling out, like, everything in the book. Like, oh, whoops, can't. And in some states, you can get fucking, can I say that word on YouTube? You know what I'm talking about? The rope word? I'll just say rope. Yeah, and so in what is it, Louisiana or Arkansas? If you get roped, they'll still hurt you. Target is selling trans clothing. What is trans clothing?
I don't know.
What is it like? Because I'm trying to think. Because like you're a trans woman, you just go to the woman section. If you're someone who's androgynous, you just kind of go get whatever the fuck you want. If you're a trans man, you go to the men's clothing. Like, it's a 6-minute video. I don't want to fucking watch that shit.
One thing I want to comment on the whole Herb and talk, what's her fucking name? Brett and Matt Walsh talking.
Walsh.
People are saying that Matt Walsh went to the only transphobic tribe in Africa. What I find strange is, why would you go all the way to Africa when you can talk to the originators of this land, Native Americans, and talk to them?
Because they have a third gender, it would totally... Exactly. It would destroy the Wet Moss narrative.
If you want to talk about Western culture, or like the true culture that was here before we overtook it, believed in a third gender. Why don't you talk to them, the people who cultivated this land before us?
It's because he's picking and choosing. I don't think he actually, makes a point. It just... The trailer, and trailers don't actually accurately...
I want to watch it.
Me too, but trailers aren't very accurate with what the thing's going to be about. It could have been clipped to where what it looks like is he's talking to a trans person. It's like, oh, this is not the question that I can ask. And then, the trans person doesn't answer it. It's like, I am through with this interview. For all we know, they could have actually answered the question pretty well. And then later at the end, they're just tired of his shit. And so he just, clips out all the middle just for the trailer and then puts it in there. And then he finds, one person who is basically a trans man, but they're transphobic, It's like the homophobic gays. It's like what's his name?
Milo Managopoulos?
No, dude, he's just a fucking troll. I don't even.
Christian Walker?
No, he's just an asshole. I don't know. It doesn't matter. He's not a big guy like that. He's just somebody I've seen on Reddit. But I'm not gonna fucking create my views based on these small people like fucking Ben Shapiro and Brett Cooper likes to do. Yeah, judging by her kind, yeah, she's a Ben Shapiro groupie. It's all pronouns have come full circle. I found the bicycle pronoun. It doesn't actually say that. I just made that up. But a bunch of there's some Amber Heard. There's Jordan Peterson fat phobic. It's all just cultural war bullshit. I'm just confused. Okay, Target is selling trans clothing. What the fuck is trans clothing? Does it...
Each
Is it
year, thousands of keyboards, controllers, and other gaming accessories are destroyed by their owners in fits of uncontrolled anger. But what if it didn't have to be that way?
I wear the pants today. Hold on one second. This is probably taking over.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the comment section.
Shut up. It's just comment section.
That's it. Yeah, that's.
It's just let's look at the comments. Let's look at the comments. Let's not engage in people who. Back in my day, a binder was a book that you would put pages in to take notes in class. Oh, isn't a binder what people before transition they wear to like bind their tits down.
Binders.
Yeah. This person like has no clue that like words can mean new things and different things. Back in my day, a binder was a book that you would put pages in. What a coincidence. Oh, fuck, dude. I'm doing the Brett Cooper thing. I'm going to the comment section. I'm trying to skim this to see, like, what she pulls it. Because there's a picture of these, like, clothes, and they look like my pants. It's just rainbow. It's just gay shit. And she's like, ew, gay clothes. Okay, it looks like... See, I don't know exactly how they'd identify, but, I mean, one of them definitely looks like they'd be, like, some type of, like, non-binary, if not, like, you know, you can never know. You just ask somebody. Just don't be a fucking dick. That's all you gotta do at the end of the day. Let's see if, hold on, let me go back to my thing, make sure YouTube's live streaming correctly. I also haven't checked chat in a minute. It's just that quirky person. Yeah, they wrote, like, fucking 20 comments that I'm not gonna read. I don't know, people are unhinged.
In their promotions. This is a real life non-binary trans something couple. They seem like they're having a good time. That's some of the colorful compression packing things.
It's just
Oh, Jesus! Kill the feed!
I took a screenshot of the actual attire. You see here, Pride Adult Tomboy X Compression Top Beige. I have a problem with the fact that it's called tomboy. I was a tomboy. I still identify as a tomboy. That doesn't mean that I need to flatten my chest and walk around pretending that I'm a man. So it's weird that they're conflating that with being a tomboy.
Why can you say what a
that feels
whoa. She's gatekeeping right now. She's gatekeeping. She's fucking super hard. Number 2, it seems that they're just marketing clothes to trans people, and she's got a problem. Like, dude, these people seethe. They have nothing better to see. Like, honestly, like in a year, it'll probably still be trans people, but it's gonna be like, it's like anything they don't like. Like, for example, like, okay, I'm not against guns, but like, it's a little weird when people own, like, they're like, I've got 187 firearms, 70 of them are assault rifles, and I've got 32 handguns, and I've got blah, 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 you know, whatever, and I've got 3 sets of slingshots.
Yeah.
It's like, that's weird as fuck to me, but imagine if, like, my entire content was like, look at this guy on Instagram posing with 4 ARs with his baby, with his child. Like, that's what theirs is. It's like, transgender clothing in children's section. Like, it's just... Like, for the people who scream snowflake so much, they seethe so badly. I'm not even going to waste the watch time on her. Yeah, this is bad. Well, I'm going to watch a good 10 seconds. I mean, that's the one way to fuck up someone's watch time, but, you know, I'm not purposely doing it. It's just a side effect of, you know, being shit. How do you pronounce LaCroix? LaCroix? That just might be a funny meme. This is what happens when we glorify mental illness. I might agree with that one.
No.
If that one is, is that the fake disorder cringe shit?
No, it's some guy filming a woman who's having a mental lapse on a subway.
Oh, okay,
like,
okay, never mind.
mental illness. I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? What are you talking about glorifying? It's just
Dude,
some
this
asshole
spin.
filming a woman at a very low part of her life. I don't think it's right that people should be filming these really bad lapses and just posting it on the internet.
It's my freedom. It's my freedom. Which, I mean, I get, but I don't know. I feel bad. Because, dude, guaranteed the person filming that sort of thing, like, it happened to them. Like, people, especially for, like, the conservative crowd, the what would Jesus do or doing to others as you'd like them doing to you, they don't like it. Like, they don't like anything, like, they'll be, I don't give a fuck about your pronouns. I'll offend anybody. But then, like, I'll make a joke about Jesus, and, like, I'm blocked from, like, family members. Speaking of, I'm making a hat. You know, I might as well just make it now. Hold on, where is it on? Oh, it's just me. You haven't even... Oh, fuck. I thought the screen was on it the whole fucking time. Oh, my bad. Damn, I think they missed the transgender clothing thing. Okay, so here's what it looked like. I'm gonna pull it back up really fast. Oh, boom, right there. You can. It was basically that. It was that picture. That was the only thing they got upset about. Oh, and then the tomboy thing. The tomboy thing just looked like a compressive beige
When I was 19, I
looking
almost
top.
died. I mean, it's weird to say this out loud, but I suppose I wouldn't really have it any other way. I was admitted to Duke's Hospital in 2007.
Oh my god,
I
this
was
is the
showing
guy that's
symptoms of
like, I'm gonna give you a pill that's gonna make your balls explode.
Feels dangerous to young people. Maybe dangerous is not the right word, but it feels harmful.
Hold on. Man, I wish this. Oh, there it is. There it is. Boom. She's like, I was a tomboy, and guess what? I didn't need this.
I have a problem.
I was a Christian back in the day, and I didn't need to hate on people and be a complete piece of shit. Yeah, this is what they're mad about. Pride adult tomboy. See, what it is like if you were to erase, let's forget about the title. Let's forget about what it's called and just look at the top. If any conservative or piece of shit like fuck, I don't even know her name. Brett Cooper, if they were to see this picture or this top in a store, I don't think they would actually have a problem with it. All they have a problem with is this right here. Pride adult tomboy X compression top. And she admits it. She's like, why do they say tomboy? Like, they're mad at who it's marketed for. Like, they don't want trans people to exist. They don't want them to have clothes. Like, they don't. For someone who's a libertarian, I want everyone to have freedom. Just don't mess with me and get in the way of mine. Ew, they're making clothes for tomboys who are different than my type of tomboy. Like, they're like, it's, dude, it's like, it's so ironic. And like, and I mean, I get it. You see, like, especially with a lot of liberals, you see all that fucking snowflake shit. But this is ridiculous. At least when like liberals will get lay triggered about shit, it'll be something at least a little bit more substantive than this. Because this is just pathetic. But what was I talking about before? Oh yeah, the hat thing. Let me go back to me. So I'm going to make a hat. I might as well just make it now. Make a hat online. It's going to say, Jesus comes twice. It's pretty good. I just don't know. Custom hats. Logo software. Custom. I'm looking for like a fucking website that I recognize. I wonder if Lids does this online. There's Vistaprint. Vistaprint's like... No, not doing it. Fuck it. I'm just gonna go with the top one. I want to see what it looks like. But like, these are the same people that like they talk about libs and left being so triggered. Yet, if you were to come into work or just go over to a family's like 4th of July barbecue and your hat said Jesus comes, like as in CUMS, twice, dude, you'd be ostracized, like guaranteed. And they even admit that Jesus comes twice. They talk nonstop about how he's going to come again. He came once and he's going to come again. He's going to be in the sky and he's just going to come all over Brazil. You know, that's one of the reasons I thought the world was flat. Like, I made that as a point. Like, that's a point that like evangelical flat earthers make. It's like, okay, well, when Jesus comes back, how is everybody going to see him? If the world's a ball, oh, stupid globe earth. Jesus is over here, no one else will see him. Mm-hmm. And Christians who don't fall into the flat earth, they're not as crazy. They'll be like, well, Jesus will make a way. He'll duplicate himself. He'll just have like the Naruto like shadow clone jutsu, and there'll just be like billions of him like all over the earth. But like I think flat earthers have more. They're following the logic a little bit more when it comes to all that fantasy bullshit than the regular Christian is. Jesus creating billions of clones, which, yes, he's all powerful. You could do that. Or, hey, world's flat, and Jesus is like, I'm going to come. I'm pretty sure if he was going to come a million times, he would have said. But he says he's coming twice. And so I assume it's just going to be him. Is it? Okay, we're not on the screen yet. Boom. I could make it into a shirt, a bag, fleece, polos, jackets. I can make men's that say Jesus comes twice. These hats look like really bad trucker hat. I wish you could see this. You should come over here. Oh, put it on a what's that shit called? A bucket? Oh yeah, a bucket hat. Ew, those hats are terrible. Too many rappers and rap culture, black people wear it. You know what I'm saying? I've literally heard somebody talk shit about that hat, and it dead ass was only stemming from their own internalized racism.
That's so weird.
Yep. None of these hats look cool. These look like this just looks like Ness. This looks like a Ness hat. Maybe something like very simple and black. Ooh, actually, I like this. The buckle back. Honestly, have the front blank, but the back says Jesus comes twice. So like you don't have to look at their disgusting faces as they see it. Because whenever I wear my Jesus loves me, but I make them wear a condom, like I can see when people are walking past me and they're like look over and look down, and like the disgust is just all over the face. I love that. It's kind of funny. It's kind of my way of like, hey, fuck your pronouns. Get like triggered.
Yeah.
You know? But no, I mean if you're willing to believe in something that just see, here's the thing, we're on both sides of a coin. And this idea that like, oh well you can both be right or neither are right. Well obviously I think I'm right, let's be honest. But like if you believe in something so disgusting as like especially certain interpretations of Christianity, but also like, oh, somebody being gay or trans like is disgusting. Like they can't actually point to anything other than like, ew, icky, gross. Like at the end of the day, they hate trans people. They want them all to die and kill themselves. I mean, you can like, dude, just spend a day on 4chan, and you'll see it. Oh, that hat looks cute. I kind of like that color, not gonna lie. It would not match anything that I have though. Buy it blank, embroidered. Where does it let me? Okay, it says start designing here. Yo, no, I don't want the fucking orange. Okay. Oh, what if I did a hot pink? Hell yeah, hot pink. Jesus comes twice. Yeah, okay, we're doing that. Start designing. Oh wait, choose your quantity. Okay. Wait, 0. 0. I want 1. Why is the default 0? It's because they know that most people that visit this type of website are only just trying to see what something would look like, and they're just gonna get off anyways. I could put my logo on the back too. Hell yeah. Yeah, 1. Alright, start designing. Yeah, I just want to type it out. I hope it lets me. It looked like it gave me the option. Okay. Upload your logo. Use this to add multiple logos, text, or free clip art. Oh, fuck. The pricing was on the other page. I should have looked at it. It's going to be expensive as fucking hell anyways. Whenever you buy, like, one customizable item, like, you get it cheaper in, like, big quantities, such as, like, 200 to 400, but it's still fucking expensive, but I'm pretty sure this is probably going to be, like, 45 bucks. Yep, and of course, they give me a daily code that, like, ends in 2 hours of fucking visiting the website. Can I click right there? Or, no. I want to do left side, right panel, back. I want to, fuck, I kind of want it on the back. No, I want it on the front, fuck it. Okay, image only, image and text. Oh, I could put, like, the water drop emojis. Or just the milk jug. Like the bottle of milk. No, I put the bottle of milk on the back. And then I put Jesus comes twice on the front. And it's like white embroidered on a hot pink hat. It looks like jean material.
Yeah.
Yeah. The front, text only, monogram. Monogram, first line, second line, first line. Hey, you better watch out for her. She might knock that over. Probably first line, second line. I don't know what the difference between text only and that would be. I'd assume I could push enter and it would just let me. I don't know. We'll do first line, second line. First line. Jesus comes twice. Fucking hell yeah. Man, if I wasn't going to the dentist tomorrow, I'd buy the fucking shit out of this. Let's see what that looks like. It's not gonna, no, that looks bad. I should just make it honestly as tacky as possible. Come here, look at this. Here, I'll zoom it in.
Ooh.
It's tacky.
Yeah, it is.
I'm gonna go with the white though.
I like that type of hat.
I know. It looks good. Oh, I think I can change the font too. Is the white gonna go through? Is the light gonna come? Maybe I have to push it. No. What the fuck? Come on. There you go. What? Okay. Okay, there we go. Alright, we got it. Change font. Ooh, athletic? Oh my god, make it look like a college hat. Make it look all collegiate and shit. Just fucking Comic Sans. If I was gonna make it as shitty as possible, I would either do Comic Sans. Okay, let's see how stencil looks. Hold on. I think I'm getting down to something. I hope this can do the thing where it like emails you what you made in hopes that like you'll come back and buy it. They usually do that, like for like Canva and stuff like that. Whenever you like design a T-shirt and you're like, they'll like email you 20 times over the next year about it.
Really?
Okay, no. Oh, nope, that's not what I wanted. No. What was it, Pacifico? Okay, I kind of like... Okay, come here. Tell me what you think.
Okay, I like that.
You like the cursive or just straight... oh, what the fuck is that? Or just like all collegiate and shit, with the, athletic. Oop. I like went to burp and nothing came out. Hold on, check it out. So there's the athletic one. That one you can read more. You know what? Actually, I'm thinking about the other one because especially since it's like if like we end up in a situation where I'm like, man, Nova round. Let me do both of them. I tried to do mix match, but honestly, they don't look good. Why do I keep clicking the color?
I kind of like that, but it's not thick enough.
Yeah, I think I'm digging. I keep clicking the goddamn colors. I think I'm digging the Pacifico.
Same.
That looks good.
It's elegant.
Now I'm wondering, should I do it on a different hat? I don't know. I like the pink. It stands out. And to all the people who would be very upset about this, they'd be very upset seeing a guy in hot pink anyways. Alright, update changes. Is he going to put it on the hat or just right there? Okay, maximum decoration area is 2 by 4 inches. What is 2 by 4? Hold on. Is this a 2 by 4? Hold on, is this? No, wait, no. That's a 2 by 4 foot. Ruler. Hold on. Okay, so it's 4 inches wide, so it goes from here to here. And then it goes from here. Okay, that's pretty okay. I wish it was a little bit wider than it was tall. But this is not bad. Especially since it's not gonna be the thickest embroider. It's gonna look like that. Can I see? Whoa! Alright, so there's my hand. Like if I put it up to my head. Hold on. I look fucking retarded right now. So it's just about a little bit smaller than my phone. And then it'll be like, hold on, I don't know how to write that font. Okay, so it's like, I wrote Jesus, like with an I instead of a U. I didn't even do the U right. You should have written it. Your fucking cursive's way better. Problem is, I'm not actually looking. Jesus Christ. There it is. There it is. Jesus comes twice. It'd be about yay big. I don't know. I feel like I could go to another website, get it a little bit bigger. I could just take it to Lids. Imagine the look on their face when I come in and I tell them what I want. Like, I want that hat. I want that color thread. And I want it to say Jesus comes twice. But like C-U-M-S. I hope I get somebody cool and not an asshole. It's like they fuck up the hat. I don't know how we got onto this, but yeah, it's gonna be great. And hopefully I can, like, what's the word, patent it. So then, like, nobody from some other fucking country or company can fucking steal it and sell it 1,000,000 times on Wish. It's like an actual, like, scam business model. Like, in, like, I mean, remember when we were watching that fucking documentary and that dude who was, like, catching scammers, and he, like, caught, like, these operations that were going on over the course of a year, and they were all happening within, like, the same couple of cities, like in India and in Africa. Where's Bolivia at? Is that Africa? No, Bolivia's in hold on. Like, is it in Brazil or something? Or near Brazil? Hold on. Yeah, it's right next to Brazil, yeah. Okay, I think he found some there. I mean, fuck, we have a lot here in the States, too, that do that. But, honestly, there's no point in, like, doing scams. Like, in this country, they'll just be out in the open about it. It's called health insurance. Oh, hey, I did not get your... Hi, Reddit person here. I changed my YouTube name. Do you mind if I derail the stream by asking for advice? I don't know when they wrote that, but sure. Remember that video I did? What was it called? Oh, the title's right on the tip of my lip. I hope they're still there. I don't know when they wrote that, because I haven't checked it in like 15 minutes or so. It was, overcoming atheism. You know, the problems you deal with family and, like, realizing you lose your faith and stuff like that. That was a good video. Well, I hope they're still there. 3 concurrent viewers, so one of them's bound to be here. They're probably typing. Yeah, I just need to keep remembering to check the chat. I stopped checking it because that one cryptic person who's like, I'm from the hood. You don't know me. or you know me. Or wait, was it you don't know me? Yeah, you don't. I love how they tell me I don't know them. And it's like, well, duh. I don't know you. You're commenting on a live stream with a YouTube handle that could say anything. It's funny. At the end, they wrote that they and I'm female. I'm much more stronger than you. You know, they probably are. Okay, yeah, they wrote back. I, 24 female, was able to come out as queer and atheist to my parents about a month ago. Fucking congratulations. That's awesome. Yeah, because I wanted to hear more about that. Sorry it takes so long for me to get back to you. I barely even text my mom. She barely texts me either, so it's okay. While they didn't react as badly as I thought, while they didn't react as badly as I thought they might, they have said that if I talk too much about anything spiritual, they are going to keep me from spending time with my younger sisters, 17 and 10 years old. They're using the sit down and shut up approach and leveraging my relationships with my sisters in order to do so. Any advice on how to move forward from here? I know you've got stuff to say about that. Sit down in the fucking corner and shut the fuck up. By the way, is this still lagging from your end? I'm testing a new setup on here, by the way, but When you mean spiritual, are you like? Do you have your? I mean, obviously, it would obviously be your own views, but I guess this question doesn't change the advice that I'd give. I'm just curious. Like, do you have a new mode of spirituality that you are subscribing to, or believe in, or live by, and you kind of talk about it openly? Which nothing's wrong with that, because I mean, they have no problem doing it themselves. It seems that they just don't want the competition. Judging only on your comment so far, but I've seen and experienced a little bit too much of that. Or are you kind of speaking out against their spirituality? You know what I mean? But either way, regardless of which way that goes, because not to pull a black or white fallacy, it could go a third way. That's hard, especially since you said 17 and 10. So one of them's probably almost out of the house, because you can leave the house before 17, but also you can be stuck there till you're fucking 25. But that keeps you away from the one that's 10. I currently got leveraged against my my brother. And there's a way deeper story to that, but basically, I don't talk to him anymore, and I don't talk to the family member he lives with. And if it's something that you really wish to pursue, especially if it's not a... See, with me and my brother, it's a very toxic relationship. It's a very toxic thing. But if you have a good relationship with the 17 and the 10-year-old, and they might be confiding in you about whatever they feel and things that they can't necessarily get from your parents might be doing that because they realize, like, oh, hey, they think that you're leveraging the relationship they have with their own children against them. And so this seems kind of like a bite back approach, and you should shut up and sit in the fucking corner. When it comes to advice on what to do about that, it's really hard. You kind of have to play it by ear. The best thing, honestly, and it sucks to say this, is to just back off and read the room until you can come up with your own, because you're going to have to be sly with this shit. You're going to have to figure out a way, because I don't know the context, like I said. Are you like... You said spiritual. If I talk too much about anything spiritual, see, they're cool with you coming out as atheist, and being queer. So it's making me okay. I'm agnostic. I don't see any evidence for the existence of God my parents believe in. I'd like to speak out against their beliefs. They're Nazarene. Fucking yikes. But it's difficult to know how much is too much in their eyes. So it's basically they're like we're fine with this, just do not push the envelope too far. You got something to say about it?
I do.
Come on around. Because the microphone handy backy forthy thing is just getting a little off the rails. And then when you're talking, it probably is barely picking you up, and when I'm talking, it's barely picking me up. Okay, I know what you're saying now. Your boobas aren't hanging out? You got nice boobas. Do I need to scoot over? Anymore?
I don't know. I wish I had a shorter chair. I want to, like, sit in more.
Oh, you're going to be taller than me.
I know. That never happens.
I might have to move the camera around. I love how my playback on YouTube is, like, way farther behind, but you're showing up on the phone, like, pretty early.
Ugh.
Damn.
Stop it.
Alright, go on.
Put my
Yeah, go ahead.
leg up here.
I'm trying to see if you're showing up properly on the thing. We can... You can inch it up. I'm going to get a new webcam eventually.
Alright, so I grew up in just like a regular, non-denominational, very religious household. And I lost my faith, stopped believing, like however you want to frame that, a while ago. But I've been questioning since around high school. And this year, I told my dad. And I was only raised by my dad. I wasn't raised by both of my parents. And I gotta say, it went a little bit better than I thought because my dad is really kind of militant about spirituality. Like very quick to say most of the world is going to go to hell. If you live any sort of lifestyle that isn't, any sort of lifestyle that isn't, you know,
to a T how it should be in his
yeah,
eyes.
hetero.
Women need to be barefoot, pregnant in the household.
Yeah,
They
no
need to be
sex
fit.
before marriage.
You need to be under 140 pounds.
No, that just goes with a little bit of his misogyny. But
That's just his taste.
if you don't live by those rules, then you're gonna go to hell. You know, our roommate is gay, and I love her very much. My dad loves her too, and he's like, well, you gotta fix that, or she's gonna go to hell. Like, it's really toxic. And so I recently told him that I don't believe, and he kind of cried at first and then like kept asking like you really don't believe, and he's never brought it up since and has kind of brushed over the fact that it came out to him.
It seems like he's forgotten about it.
Yeah, but I say that as to say, like, I know that boat that you're in of like just coming out to your parents, and you came out twice.
Yeah, two separate things.
Yeah.
I'm happy that they're at least accepting of, because, I mean, that's a double whammy. Usually, like, it's hard enough for them to accept the non-belief part, and then coming out as queer, like, that's another thing. And hopefully, and I don't know if you have any other bigoted family members, because I think that's on the list of things to talk about. And specifically, how did I word it? I wanted to talk about, bigoted family and closeting yourself. Yeah. And that's something I talked about in the video a little bit, I think, in Overcoming Atheism. But hopefully, if you do have other bigoted family members, usually whenever you come out and someone's accepting, it'll kind of bleed its way out. Like, people eventually get over it. People who aren't okay with their daughter marrying a black guy or their son marrying a Mexican chick. Once it happens, it's kind of, they're forced to, what's it called, where the something hits the road, or when the rubber meets the road or some shit like that. So I don't know if you're also dealing with that too, but the main issue though is they're leveraging their sisters.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to address with, I know you want to kind of have more of an open conversation to go against some of their beliefs, which I think it's kind of strange that people don't accept that, because like you would think that like if you have such a strong belief in something, there should
be an open it's true, then no matter what I say shouldn't do anything. But they believe that all doubt is the devil, and so you're just inviting the devil. Well, I don't know if their parents think that, but you have to play it by ear is what I mean. I'm not saying like, oh yeah, you got to keep your mouth shut, but it's kind of like
I think my biggest thing is, I think that what you want to do, please correct me if I'm wrong, is be able to see your sisters and challenge them on their views.
They added something. Accepting might be a strong word. My parents seem to want to stay in contact with me in hopes that I might change back. I think probably kind of like how your dad is. Like, in the back of his mind, it's like the situation that happened with my mom later on. Like, oh, he's not actually serious, but it's okay. It's a phase type thing. They believe it's a phase probably, or something along those lines. But either way, what I think is that, like when I'm saying you got to play it by ear, because you don't want to push too far and then not just ruin your relationship with your parents, or you might not care about that relationship, but they're holding your sisters hostage. And so it's like something you have to be careful about. It's kind of like at a job where if you get too out of line, like you have to play by the rules. You can quit, but you lose some opportunities and some things that you happen to gain from it. And in a situation, you gain your sisters, at least until they move out, or sometimes family members can turn your sisters against you, and that's probably something that you don't want to happen either. And so you're gonna have to find the fine line where you can kind of, whatever you're trying to say it in some type of way that it doesn't come off as much. The reason I give that advice is because I take the hard approach. I'm just out with it. I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
That's why I want to give my advice, because I'm not like that.
I'm like that, and that fucks me up. And she gets to see that fuck me up. So.
Yeah, a lot of times whenever we're with his family, his mom will call me down to basically be the middleman for communication between the two. But I guess my advice is never sit down and shut up about who you are.
Yeah,
But
I'm not trying to say that. I'm trying
no,
to.
but what that's
play
not to
it by
say.
ear.
Well, no, that's not to say like don't just go out guns a blazing at first, even though I know you might want to. But whenever you're around your family and around maybe your parents and your sisters, and your parents bring up something that you don't agree with, I guess what I would do was just, it would give that air of disagreement, maybe put in a little bit of what you think, and don't let it go any further. I think you need to slowly implement opposing views that won't lead to a blowout or an argument.
It's like keeping the fish in the bag whenever you put it in the tank.
Yeah,
Before you
slowly
just throw the
integrate
fish
it.
in.
Because you deserve to be heard, especially by your family. You deserve a relationship with your parents and with your sisters, and you deserve to live the life that you're comfortable with, the life that is you. So sitting down and shutting up, people want you to do that.
I hate that shit.
I think, like, I have a big stance on a lot of times really big evangelical conservatives, as I would say, like, it's almost like they don't even want you to sit down and shut up. They want to throw you in the closet. Well, they want to throw you in the closet, lock the key, and wait for you to die. Now, I'm pretty sure your parents don't feel that way, but a lot of evangelicals I know feel that way. And that you don't deserve that. But I don't think that they should just let their views be the only views that are known, especially since one of your sisters is 17 years old. She's got agency. Even your younger sister does. It should be a good thing to have opposing views no matter what you believe in. An honest discussion is really important. Blowouts suck though, and they're really traumatizing for kids. My brother and my dad used to have these massive blowouts where it was yelling and like sometimes like physical violence. It wasn't anything beating, but like slaps and stuff, and it got pretty rough, and it was the worst on me. So I would try to avoid that at all possible, but I do think that you should slowly integrate your opinions as well, your viewpoints as well, without being snarky or passive aggressive or anything like that. Just if they say something, just be like, well, I don't quite agree with that, and I think this is what it is. And that's just my 2 cents, and that's all I'm going to say. You know, get your voice out there in little bits at a time to get integrated, to get them warmed up to the idea that you're not going to sit down and shut up. And then go from there. And keep that relationship with your sisters. I think that's the biggest thing, aside from you being who you are, of course, is keeping the peace just a little bit, but getting your 2 cents in as well.
They said thank you so much.
Did that help?
They said
I
thank you
hope
so
it
much.
helped. I'm really not great at advice, but I don't ever want someone to sit down and shut up. Because
this is your first time talking in front of a real camera too. So
yeah, I
think
know.
you did a good job.
I'm nervous.
We did make a video, but we never posted it.
Yeah. Because I'm trying to do that with my dad. My dad has completely ignored the fact that I don't believe anymore. And even I'm scared to give opposing viewpoints because there have been times where I have, and it turned into just a huge blowout, and it sucked. And too much time at my therapist was dedicated to my dad when I have other problems to work with, and it set me back mentally. So I do think the blowouts should be avoided at all costs for your sake and your sister's sake. Because honestly, your parents can't steamroll over your life or your sister's lives. So anyway, that's my advice. Let yourself be heard, even if it's little bits at a time, because they will eventually get used to it and be able to take more at a time. What's that saying? How do you boil a frog? You don't just throw it into boiling water. You slowly turn up the temperature. I think you just need to slowly turn up the temperature of who you are and what you think, because it matters. You matter. So
I got 3 things to say.
Yes.
I'm wondering how you view how would things be if you and your siblings moved out in a situation where your parents, because I've seen a lot of situations like this where someone will make a post, something along these lines, and they'll come back later and it's like, hey, my siblings moved out. It's been 6-8 months or whatever. They live with my uncle now, or they're old enough to live on their own, especially the 17-year-old one. But with your parents, the relationship's severed. That depends on if you're okay with that type of dynamic, because a situation that leads to something like that usually calls for sacrifices. And if you're okay with sacrifices to keeping the least amount of damage until then, or to at least keep a relationship with everybody and kind of keep things healthy, it's going to cost everyone to have sacrifices, which is why I would try to sit down with my parents again, probably soon while it's still fresh, rather than to let it like slide under the rug and then pull it out and have it more of a shock value again. And I would try to come up with sacrifices for everybody. Like I'll do this, but like you've got to understand me, and I need you to make these sacrifices. And my third point is what do your siblings want, and what would be best for them? Because if I were in your shoes, and it's sometimes, especially in a situation like this, you can kind of get tunnel vision. I think having a household where maybe people have to take sacrifices, or sometimes I'd have to take more sacrifices, and, maybe things won't be agreeable. I think that beats having a toxic household for especially your 10-year-old to grow up in, and then see, mom and dad and sis don't get along, they hate each other, and they're in a situation where they feel like they have to play sides. They're hearing stuff from you, and they're hearing stuff from them. They don't want to agree with anyone. They just kind of want to do their own thing. And so, you got to take your sisters into account too. That's one thing that I think of, and you might have to take sacrifices for them. My 17-year-old sister plans to move out with me. Hell yeah. When she goes to college, I'm okay with being estranged from my parents if that has to happen, but I'm concerned about the 10-year-old. She's still super indoctrinated. See, that's what I'm talking about. See, you could be super demonized. That's why I said earlier, like, play it by ear and do it very carefully and slowly. Because your parents could be... You could have a cool relationship way later on in life, but you're fine with that severing. You care more about your siblings. And the last thing that you're going to want is to try to win this situation and end up losing your sister, and your sister, despising you in some way, or looking down on you, or just not trusting you anymore. And so you almost want to, and I know you're probably wanting to instill ideas and values into them. I get that. But what I would do best is I would lead by example with what I do more than what I say. And I would use that to my advantage to take more trust towards me rather than on my parents.
I would just try to keep the most positive relationship you possibly can with her.
Even if it's simple, and you don't have to play into the indoctrination, and if you do want to play in the indoctrination, sometimes you have to, but you can imagine, I remember you were talking about how you were still, like a leader in the church, you can't just come out and this shock value, and I think, see, it was a minute before I was able to make the video, so I was like, I don't know where you are now, but maybe you can lead by example for them. I something along those lines. I don't know if you remember, but maybe if the topic is a certain Bible verse, you could turn it to actually instill like a very good value in them. Like your sister might be talking about something she learned in church, or you know all your parents, but you might kind of twist it a certain way where it's like, hey, this is why it's good to just love people for who they are, even if you think it's weird. You grow up. You ever changed your mind on something? You ever thought like, I thought this was this way, but turns out it's like, you can take these little changes that will add up, and it'll stay in their mind for the rest of their life. I guarantee you. But that's the most important part is think about the 10-year-old, especially since, you basically got the 17-year-old. She's wanting to move out with you. She, especially whenever she goes to college, and she'll get that good old leftism indoctrination. It'll be great. She'll be.
I think when it comes to avoiding pain and confusion, when it comes to the possible pain, whether that be seeing conflict between her family, is any sort of conflict that arises, do anything possible to do it away from your younger sister. try to have any conflict, be away from her, because that can be very traumatizing.
Yeah, it'll be damaging.
And as to the confusion,
Yeah,
I don't think that you should go too far to counter the parents' teaching. It might be safe to maybe
Wait till
let
they're a
it
little bit
ride out.
older.
Yeah, let it ride out. And then whenever she's old enough to start making her own decisions, which could be in a couple of years, you know.
Oh, can I interrupt real fast? Because
Sure.
even if, let's say, like, you're playing it by ear and you're making some groundwork with your sister and, like, things are going pretty well, that could be completely torn down with, like, one day at the carnival with your parents. Like, everything that you've built up with your sister, especially, like, before, like, the age of, like, 13, 14, could be just destroyed based on, you know, especially if they look up to their parents more than they do you, or, you know, I don't know the whole dynamic. I'm not there. And so the worst thing that could happen is, like, you do get a lot of groundwork done and it just be torn down by, like, a week at some camp or a week vacation with the parents and you're not there, because that's what makes doing kind of slowly but surely way more important. So then no matter what kind of gets instilled to them, they're like, I don't see anything wrong with this. Like, my grandma, she used to try to instill, she would say that she didn't, but she basically instilled hatred towards Muslims and gay people and people who weren't Christian. But I had gay people in my life. I had agnostics in my life. I had people who were like the people that she wanted me to hate. And they never once tried to change my mind. And that is what worked so well on me, because all I would see was her trying to change my mind. You know, that might be your parents in this situation. And so eventually I got old enough to where I'm like, this is a crazy motherfucking bat. There ain't nothing wrong with these non-Christians and these gay people and these Muslims. Like, they've been cool. They haven't told me to let a fucking person kill me for Christ.
Yeah.
You know, so honestly, there's some situations where not trying at all could benefit. But that's where it goes into playing by ear. And I mean, it's such a cliche answer. It's almost like a non-answer. It's like, oh, well, what should I go out to eat? Oh, you should go eat something that sounds good to eat. You know, like, I feel bad for giving, like, the non-answer, but, like, these are, like, situations that come to mind, especially, like, when it comes to people who didn't try to change my mind. They led by example, and that's the thing that helped the most.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
My dad was the same way. He would fearmonger gay people a lot, and as you know, most of my friends growing up were gay or bisexual.
The gays.
All of them except for one, really. And I don't know, just felt more community in them than at home sometimes.
Yeah. It's the people that try to bend you the most that'll break you.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna get a different one. Oh, I'll be back.
Oh, okay. I'll be
By the way, I've got a list of other things that I sort of, if you look on the back, because actually I didn't write anything about it, but whenever I wrote bigoted family, I did mention closeting yourself, but not just like, because remember when I was talking about the other day, closeting your, not just your views, like with religion, but like you're with family and they're like talking crap about gay people or immigrants or something, and you kind of have to sit back and shut the fuck up, you know, type of shit.
I do remember that conversation, and yes, it's very frustrating to where I'm gonna sit in this chair for right now because I hunch like a freaking, like, what's his name? What's his name from Hunchback of Notre Dame?
Oh, he's the hunchback.
What's his name? No, he's got a name. Quasimodo.
It's a hunchback.
I have a really bad hunch.
Those big old titties.
No, I want to get one of those little braces that, like, pull your shoulders back because my posture is so fricked. It's terrible.
I don't think these
but
even
yeah,
show up on the thing that well.
They
You can kind of see them.
I think they look pretty good. Do I have anything? You know what? I'm gonna see if I
You-
have anything
You
colorful.
don't have no gay pants on. You gotta put your
know.
gay pants on. It's
I've gotta
Pride
s-
Month.
I've got to see what I've got. Ow. I don't think I have anything with a rainbow on it. We'll see.
This is really helpful. Even the non-answer is reassuring. Sometimes it's hard to see the big picture when you're in the middle of a rough situation. And like that's why I was saying earlier, like, or she said earlier that she'll be the middleman between my mom and me sometimes, because I'll I'll say some things and I'll start kind of getting a little hectic, and it's like you don't hear me, and then she gets to the point it's like I can't deal with you, Hayden, and then she'll call Savannah in the room and is like, what the fuck is he trying to say to me? Sometimes parents don't even care enough to do that. I'm kind of lucky in that sense, but I kind of go over the top a little bit, and it's not until way later I'm like, fuck, I should have said it like this. And so, like, I'm a great example to myself of, like, not playing it by ear. I just kind of want to jam it out a little too much, and that's fucked me in areas, and so that's why I give that advice to people, especially people in similar situations. But nice. But there's some people who they almost have to do that. Like, they need that shock value. The reason I give that shock value is because it's the shock value that got me. Jesus Christ. It's the shock value that got me out of Christianity. It was listening to Matt Dillahunty and him just snapping, and I remember thinking, you did it? Jesus Christ.
This is the only thing I have.
Good enough.
I have all my clothes are old.
Good enough. But the reason I have the whole shock value thing, and it doesn't really work out for me well, is because it's the shock value that got me to kind of change my views and accept things a lot better. And so I kind of project that onto other people. Oh. She didn't receive that, so she doesn't use that either. Talking about you being the middle man for my mom and shit like that. Like, I kind of use that shock value. I kind of like jam out on it rather than playing it by ear, and it's because it's the shock value that got out of it, that got me out of like Christianity. It's like, oh, how fucking terrible is it that you're upholding a book that, you know, supports slavery and beating people and killing children for this and this and this and this. When you say that to a lot of people, they just shut down, their defenses go up. But for me, as soon as I heard that, I was like, fuck, how can I defend that?
Right.
And
sometimes
then I think,
you would think that would, is that not enough?
Yeah, and so I think I'm like, as soon as I found out that the Bible supported those things, I immediately was like, how can anybody support these things? So like, I take that same approach, and I trust me, it doesn't work, and I know it doesn't work, and I keep trying it, even though it doesn't work. It's insanity. Any advice on how to deal with love bombing and guilt trips? What's love bombing? What's love bombing?
Classic cult tactic, where it's nothing but like, oh my god, I feel so much love here. Whenever I got here, it's just been so much love, so much acceptance. All I feel is love in my heart. This is so perfect. You basically get blinded with love. And
like, you would say that to me, like, okay, if I were to be love bombed, would I be love bombed in a relationship or a church? I assume they're meaning
more
like,
of like a church, kind of culty.
I know
tactic.
Guilt trips are, but like, love bomb.
Basically, you try to convince someone with love.
Oh, it's kind of like convincing somebody into love for money, but you're convincing somebody into a thing with love.
Kind of. Do you remember whenever I told you that Michelle Phan was basically in a cult now, and she's living, I don't know where she's living, but she went on this retreat or something or other, and she can't stop talking about, oh my god, there's just so much love here. When I wake up, I'm just breathing in love, and it's just so amazing. I just, it's all about love and peace and respect every day. And it's like, you're so blinded by this good feeling and these love endorphins flowing that you're not seeing the red flags. Whenever you see the world in rose-colored glasses, all the red flags just look like flags.
Okay, I get that. I haven't experienced too much. I wouldn't have. I don't know. You were saying love yourself, so I brought your sign.
Oh, yeah.
The other one's my favorite. But before I sidetrack, I don't really have advice for love bombing. But like guilt trips, like what's the specific scenario?
Yeah, I need some.
Yeah, because like when someone like starts guilt tripping me, I immediately, like I said, like I go the harsh route. I go all out. I'm like, nah, fuck that shit, and fuck you, and fuck your shit, and I'm gonna fuck your dad, So I'm trying to think of a situation with MAGA.
I felt situations of guilt tripping in other scenarios outside of religion, and it doesn't feel good.
I felt it more in like relationships.
I felt it more in professional sense. Work.
Yeah, you take off for a funeral and then they guilt trip you into picking up like weeks of overtime.
Oh. Okay.
Lots of people from my parents' church have been massaging me about how much they love me and that Jesus loves me. They're trying to get me to cut. Oh yeah, they do that.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
like okay,
That's
it's
frustrating.
like hold on. It's like the abusive husband who beats you just once too many times. You dip out and then they're like, they've
How
already
could you
they've
leave me? I love you.
Yeah, they get rid of the whole like I'll change shtick and they're just like, you know, I do this because I love you. And I need you, and you know this guy in the closet, Jesus needs you too. Like, I don't really, the guilt doesn't hit me, but I know it does hit people because I know like the guilt, and like especially like the threat of hell and things like that, and the guilt of like because they'll throw guilt at you in like 10 different ways. They'll want you to feel guilty about sex. They'll want you to feel guilty about leaving. They'll want you to feel guilty about just having your views and just thinking like, hey, this is fucked up.
They want that guilt to chain you in, and they want that love to make it feel good.
Yeah, it's a literal like business tactic.
My advice on that would be, I guess I want to ask, how do you feel whenever they tell you that? It's been a lot of guilt trips.
I usually read it out loud because last time I posted a live stream, it did not post the live chat with it.
Okay. There have been lots of guilt trips, but on that stands out is that I was out to my 17-year-old sister months before I told my parents. My mom has tried to tell me that the burden I put on her was
too
too
much. Yeah, it's basically like it seems like how'd you come out to them but not me? And it's like, well, there's a reason. Like it's like when people are like, oh, well, we should be able to out gay children. Why don't they go to their parents in the first place? And it's like, well, their parents are fucking abusive. I'm not trying to say your parents are abusive or not, but like, number one, it's nobody else's business. Who I want to come out or say anything to is my own deal. Like guilt tripping is honestly what I've noticed, especially after leaving Christianity. Guilt tripping is one of the last tactics that they have in their handbag. If it doesn't work, the threat of hell.
Okay.
It's usually the threat of this. It's usually threats or guilt. Like, it works in relationships too. It's like, you know, no one else will fucking love you like I did.
Yikes. Okay, I'm gonna read. She put something else here.
Too much. My parents are also upset that I talked about something sexual with a 17-year-old since I'm 24. I didn't tell her anything about sex. I told her I was romantically attracted to women.
Okay, I find it really frustrating that a lot of conservatives pervert sex in general, but
we don't
they
know if
really.
they're conservative.
Well, okay, you're right. I'm sorry. That's just what I say as a generalization. I know it's not good to generalize, but I know a lot of religious people will directly connect the LGBT QA plus community with like
Grooming.
sex, grooming, sexual immorality, and it's like, I just told you that I like.
Nobody has a
like
second
the same
thought whenever
sex.
it's like, hey, I went on a date with, or if I went on a date with a woman, it's like, oh, whatever. It's like, oh, well, hey, I went out to the carnival and, you know, here's some pictures of us holding hands. And it's like another guy. It's like, you don't show that to your cousin. All right? That's not good.
Yeah, it's frustrating how much I see a lot of people who are in religions pervert sex.
It's a view
even
of
when it's not.
heterosexuality over homosexuality and everything else. It's lesser and worse, and it's just, it's
Plus,
degenerative.
she's your 17-year-old sister. I don't.
For all your parents know,
I
she
don't
could be
really-
having sex before she is. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
I don't really
Well,
understand
I don't know
that.
the situation, but
I guess the best way to deal with that.
yeah, I'm not good with the advice. I let that shit roll over my shoulder. I don't give a fuck. I'm like,
Whenever I feel guilt, it really does eat me alive. I hold on to stuff for years, even when I shouldn't. My best outlets were journaling and, to be honest, therapy.
therapy's been one of the biggest helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you in
because
therapy?
I drown in guilt.
I want to say I think they mentioned therapy Whenever
That
I
if you
get
don't want to
overcoming
say,
atheism.
that's up to you. I don't want to push your boundaries and what you're okay with putting out there, but therapy has really helped me a lot to sort these feelings of like the things I feel guilty about. What caused these things? What is this guilt coming from? And do I even have a necessity to feel it? Most of the time I don't. If you've done something genuinely wrong and you feel guilt for it, that's a natural response. But you haven't done anything genuinely wrong.
But
And
it's still, even when you don't do anything wrong,
it still eats you alive. Babe, I know.
Response. I don't know. I might be sociopathic in some sense, because like I said, I've never had a regret, and so like guilt is kind of strange to me in a way. Like, well, it's weird. I think I processed guilt, and I either process it in a very, I haven't gone to therapy yet. I either process guilt in a very healthy way to where it's just not an issue for me, or I process it in such an unhealthy way that I don't realize, and it's just under the. I don't know yet. Yet. But like that's why I'm like blanking on that question, because I let it roll over. I don't know if I'm pushing it under the carpet or if I'm just throwing it out the window. I'm doing one or the other, and I don't know what. All I know is that I'm like, nope, I ain't dealing with that shit. Fuck that. I'm trying to think of something I feel like I mean, in little things, like I'll feel guilty about like little wrongdoings and stuff like that. Like I'm not a crazy bitch. I don't really have a big social life. I don't cause a lot of problems in people's lives that much. I guess everybody would say that about themselves. It's exactly what somebody like that would say.
I just think you need to find a healthy outlet.
Yeah, that'd be the best bet.
Whether it's I don't know what you do
therapy.
If you have yeah, bring it up anytime you need to. It's really important. I mean, I go over the guilt I have from back whenever I was 18, and I'm turning 26 this year. I have a big problem with guilt, and that's not a situation I should ever feel guilty for, but I do. It's really hard for me to let that fade, and having a healthy outlet has been my best recovery, I guess, because I don't really hold much guilt anymore. And whenever I'm having a really bad dip in my mental health, all these feelings that I have that are in the negative, and some of those are guilt, will just eat me alive. And sometimes I just have to take that day and either sleep, or I get into a comfort bubble of being able to kind of clear my mind and like I would play Animal Crossing, and sometimes I would just play Animal Crossing all freaking day so that I don't have to think about these feelings, and then I'll make sure that I can either talk to him. Sometimes I talk to my mom, but I really talk to my therapist, and I'm able to get out of those dips, those mental dips, faster than I could before. And that's just my best advice. Have a healthy outlet. Break a plate if you need to. Make art if that's what you like to do. Write. Because guilt is a hard one to get over, especially if people are currently putting you through it now. And then with the love bombing.
Oh, before we move on, I came up with I do have guilt about things. I'm not going to necessarily talk about it right now on the live stream, but I think what I do is so I now that I think about it, I think I do cope with it in a healthy way. So I use, it's like what doesn't weak me makes me stronger, but you know that fucking bullshit. But no, like I don't focus on it for too long. Like, the thing that I feel guilty about, I don't think I spend more than 30 minutes on, and if it does get to like the 30-minute mark, I'm using it to like change something, or like right now, or something that I can change into the future. Like, I try to make a net positive so much that the guilt is just gone. The guilt does not matter. I've taken that and I've converted it into something better than the sum of its parts. And so
That's good.
I don't know how to do that. It's one of those things you just do.
Yeah, that's a way. That's a really good way to cope with it. I haven't been able to quite do that. I get lost in it.
See, I can't. I think in high school,
My mental health's not
that
great.
shit used to eat me up so much, and I think I got to a breaking point where I was like, I can't do this. And I guess I did something. I don't know. I took a bunch of acid, and I met the Lord, and He cleansed me of my sins.
It's beautiful.
Shit, I probably shouldn't be talking of drugs on here.
Too
Don't do
late.
them.
As for love, well, are you done with guilt? Okay,
Yeah,
because
I'm
love bombing,
not the best one to speak about that. But
love bombing is a whole nother thing. I don't think I've ever experienced love bombing quite on that level that you're experiencing it. My dad does it. I think that once I told him that
like your
I
dad
don't believe.
guilts you.
No, he's just always
he-
like,
yeah, the
you
guilt,
know,
yeah,
God
yeah.
is so good. God loves us. God's great strength. Let's pray right now. It's almost like he's ramped up that. It's like
He's pushing it under the rug.
yeah, he doesn't want to confront it because he knows I'm going to go to hell. He knows. I don't think I'm going to hell. I just think you need to take it with, I guess, a grain of salt and a grain of sugar a little bit. You don't really have to reply. The thing with the love bombing is it seems as though people aren't respecting how much effort went into my search for God.
They will never. They will think that
No.
you did not. You were not a good enough Christian. You were actually. Some will say that you weren't even
You
a
were
real
never a
Christian.
Christian.
You were never a Christian because a real Christian would never leave. Oh! I want to fucking rip my nails to the table
I
reading
spent
that.
7 years
Wrestling with doubts.
wrestling with doubts. Yes.
The
Oh my
mayor
goodness.
throwing all of that out by telling me that a person I don't believe exists, loves me and will accept me. Yeah, it's psychopathic.
Yeah.
I don't want you to feel crazy for that. Like, God, I wish I could take over in situations like that.
Yeah.
I just smacked the shit out of all of them.
Whenever I realized I didn't believe, I was pretty devout. I loved God more than anything. I
He's
would
like
talk
your
to him
best
every
friend,
day.
you know?
Yeah,
You love him more
There
than your
was-
parents sometimes.
yeah, there was times whenever I took a dip so bad in my mental health that all I did was ask for him to please take me in my sleep because I want peace and I
Take
want to
you as
be
in
with
kill
you.
you.
Yeah.
Just in case somebody didn't
Oh,
understand.
okay,
what that
yeah.
meant.
Things weren't great, but I just wanted to be
That's
with
why
God.
losing
I
your
wanted to be
religion
with
literally
Jesus.
feels like he's your heavenly father. It feels like losing a literal parent.
Yeah.
And then they just shit on it.
Yeah,
They
do you
just
remember-
fucking diarrhea all over. They don't give a shit. They don't actually care to know. And you know why it is? The reason is because if they could admit that you were a great Christian just as much as them, you believed as earnestly as them, and you had a relationship. Well, you don't think you had a relationship, and we don't think they did either. But if they are forced to confront that you were
just as
you were
devout
just
as
as
them.
convinced that you had a relationship with him as they did, then they have to face the fact that they could be in your
Yeah,
shoes one day,
it can
and
happen to them.
they don't want to do that. And sometimes you have to point that out to them, like, hey, and trust me, and I've tried that, it doesn't work, but hey, you never know, it might. But as soon as they confront that, they confront the fact that they could be in your shoes any moment, and they don't want to do that. So the only way they can do that, is disassociate themselves from you and Christianity. The one thing that would have tied you guys, that separated you from the same thing that they believe in, they can't do it.
Yeah. I've had the not real Christian argument thrown at me several times. Yeah, that one sucks because
I hate it.
whenever
I hate it.
whenever I accepted that I just don't believe anymore, I broke down on our balcony and I was crying because I was like, I can't believe that.
Glad your dad
It's
wasn't there for
gone.
that, because I could only imagine how he would have taken that.
I know. I was just sad that it was gone because it was something that I loved, but it was something I had to admit that I just don't accept anymore. And
It's like moving.
And the
It's
longer-
literally moving on from a relationship. You're like, fuck. You're like kicked out. Like your car runs out of gas, and you're like fucking 20 miles from the next fucking hotel, and you're like, you sit there for like you wrestled for your doubts. You sat on the side of the road for 7 fucking years. And you get to the hotel, and then you like talk about it, and they're like, "Fuck, you weren't stranded. How the hell would you have gotten here if you were stranded?"
yeah, it really
You didn't
hurts.
walk.
Like they don't realize how much that hurts to say like I wasn't a real Christian.
And then when they do, oh man, that's when you'll start getting the apologies and shit like that. If the rare chance happens. You remember Good Mythical Morning? I remember at World Outreach Church, and it's a mega church now. I went to that church back when they were first starting up.
A little bitty.
Yeah, a little bitty church. Well, no, they were still huge.
They were a big church, but they weren't.
But now they've got it's called a campus.
Now they've got a campus.
We're on campus.
We're on
today.
campus today.
But I remember they used to show clips from a show called Good Mythical Morning with Rhett and Link. They were both Christians. They left their faith. Their entire audience gaslit them in the same way. I honestly, oh my God, that video. Let me find it. I'm gonna pull it up on the stream, and I want you to like write down or screenshot the title or something. That video will fucking help you. I swear to God.
Yeah, that's gonna be better because I don't know how to deal with it either.
No, because they each had a podcast talking about their experience, and I think it was Rhett's gonna have the better advice, I think. But I mean, it's to each your own. But they talk about how all these people don't understand, like, oh, you'll come back, or you just didn't believe as earnestly.
Remember, God loves you, and He's always here for you. It's like, I don't think that there's a disconnect.
Yeah, because there was like big Christian like streamers out there that were like just dogging on them, like, oh, they wouldn't even be real Christians. And it's like, shut the fuck up. You were watching them, believing that they were just as earnest as a Christian as you, and then the roles change. Okay. Let me let me push this. Let me make sure it's on. All right, we're good. Oh. All right. Crowder calls up. Fuck Steven Crowder, a little cocksucker. Why Rhett left the church. Ear Biscuit clips. Okay.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, you're good. Watch Rhett's spiritual deconstruction. 1 hour 44 minutes 51 seconds. Here's one. Don't watch this shit. The one. Well, actually, hold on. Yeah. Daily Disciple. Yeah, don't watch those. It's only gonna piss you off. It's gonna fucking make you spiral. It made me spiral. Oh man, Rhett bought a Bible. Rhett's deconstruction 2 years later. I'll have to watch that. Honestly, dude, we should do a stream going over that. The real. Honestly, just watch some of these. Let me look up Leaving Christianity. But yeah, definitely watch Rhett's spiritual deconstruction. Oh my God, that was such a dude. There's so many. Oh my God, there's that video really like that video. To speak in Christian terms, that video touched me. I can't find the other one. I think that was the only one. But yeah, as you can see here, oh fuck, this is one of the videos. Look how far I made into it. Look how far I got into the video. I had to stop it. I was going to throw my phone because they got so much backlash. I wonder what fucking Steven Crowder said. I can let's pull some Brett Cooper shit and look at the comments real fast, because honestly, this is probably the type of shit that you're hearing. Steven describes the latest ad hominem attack from Rhett and Link in Good Mythical Morning and how they hid his comment responding to their... Oh, fucking... Okay, we don't care about that. But yeah, honestly, for real, by the way, if you've typed out anything, I haven't gotten to get back on the tab and check it. I'm still trying to find the video, but oh my gosh. Like, watch that video. And there's still a link between us on Reddit. I don't remember the username. It's like not something or something. I don't know. If I find the video, because I'm going to probably tomorrow before I go to my dentist visit. And oh, dear God, I'm fucking terrified. Yeah, I'm getting 3 molars pulled possibly, and I still have to get 2 wisdom teeth pulled out. I am terrified. If you had an experience with getting teeth pulled, please let me know, and don't try to scare the shit out of me too much like most people are trying to do. But as long as I'm not like completely in pain tomorrow and just decapitated or incapacitated, I will watch a few of those videos. We'll probably honestly rewatch, or I'll rewatch it. She hasn't seen it, but I'll show her the video that I was talking about. Okay, Rhett's spiritual deconstruction. See, okay, the one that I'm looking for, there's another one that it's like a straight up, I mean, they're all podcasts, but it's like podcast number something. And it's like him going over, let me click on it, because this looks like I only watched the beginning, But I think what happened is I watched the whole thing and I probably went back to like show her a clip of it.
There's a ton of characters and weapons that you can collect.
Waifus. Based. Anybody trying to hop on Raid Shadow Legends later? Ah, man.
There's different constellations you can get for them.
Great. Yeah, man, this has been a long time coming.
This has been a long time coming.
I think this one's it. I think this is the main one. Yeah, number 226.
Exactly. Okay.
I'll shoot you a link.
My goal today, first of all, I want to let you know, just like Link said, today's going to be different. I'm going to be doing most of the talking.
Yep.
Next week, Link will be doing most of the talking.
Yeah, so there's one that Rhett did that's like he's talking about his experience and Link's talking about his. And I think like right after that, they had talked about their deconstruction and also about a very close friend that passed away. Man, it was sad. It was fucking sad. I didn't watch the whole thing, but yep, right here, the life and loss of Ben, our other best friend. Yeah, it's yeah. He's like fucking crying his eyes out in the thumbnail. Check those out. Let me get back on here. Okay. I've had okay. You haven't wrote anything since, but in case you happen to get kicked off or you're not here anymore. I'm gonna send you a link to that because whenever it comes to the whole guilt thing and the not a real Christian thing, I don't know. He says some things, and I mean, being an ex-Christian, you know about when something touches your heart. I mean, most people know this. We say this in different ways, like, oh, that video spoke to me, or shit like that. Like that video will do it. I'm gonna send that to you. Fuck, I'm gonna send it to you right now if I'm signed into my shit. Let me. Okay, we're still on this. I had to write a little key for my hotkeys so that I can do this. Ah, boom, back at it. That's how much of a beginner I am at this shit. I'm gonna drop it in your shit right now. I just wanted to switch it to camera only because I didn't want to pull up, private stuff or information or anything like that. But I want to go ahead and do it now because everybody knows how bad I am at getting back to people, and I honestly want to make sure that you do get this. Ah, fuck. So you're sweating like a horn. Turn on the cold air. Honestly, turn on the fan a little bit. Well, actually, don't turn on the fan. That might fuck with the microphone. I don't know if I can hear. Honestly, it'd be best to do it for my. Oh wait, nope. Got it right there. I found the video I was talking about. I want to actually show you it. I was telling you about it whenever I watched it here on the couch that one time. Rhett and Link's deconstruction, he was talking about, the backlash that he was getting. And if you watch this and, you realize, fuck, what is Hayden talking about? This is not what he was saying it was. Just give me some time and I'll try to find it. That's not you. That's not you. That's you. Yeah, I really do apologize for not getting back to you. And I'm not talking about what you sent me last. This is why I'm live streaming, because I don't have the time to make YouTube videos even. I did record a YouTube video about one guy who got away with roping 3 different women. And he got away with it on probation. That's a long story short. And I spent over a month. I spent 49 something hours taking notes and putting together how I want to do the video, and then I recorded it. It was a 2-hour video, and I never posted it because it takes so long. Oh, hey.
She wants to come back here. She wants to see her mama.
But yeah, okay. I just sent it to your inbox, so you definitely have it. Yeah. Hey, did I show you this video right here? Oh, here. Can I lean back?
Yeah.
All right. Oh. Did I show you this?
I don't know. If you did, it was a long time ago.
Huh. Jesus comes twice. Still here. I'll definitely check out those podcasts. Yeah, for real. It's good. And I'm gonna show you. Honestly, we can watch it tomorrow whenever we get back from my dentist visit. Especially if I'm. Oh, be careful though. Knock the camera over a little bit. especially if I'm like in fucking pain because they decided to do my tooth like that. Could get the vape.
Yes.
But no, this did lead to something else earlier I was thinking of. Yeah, closeting yourself with like bigoted family, like and I also have CRT on there. Like sitting down and like shutting up, like they won't even have to say it. Like I think it's like a marginalized thing, and I'm using that word very loosely. Like when you're like marginalized within a family, like here that keeps shaking the camera.
No, I'm really uncomfortable on this seat.
Do you want to sit on this one?
No, it's okay.
Where are you going? Are you going to sit on that one, or are you going to sit on this one?
I misplaced something.
What? You probably left it in the bathroom.
I know. I'm gonna go check.
She's this. Unless you think it tastes like shit.
That's good. It's just really good.
Fuck, what was I saying?
Marginalized. Here, can I sit?
That's a big topic. Alright, go ahead. But no, whenever you like marginalize within like your family, that's not the right word. Like you're in a family gathering and they're all talking about like immigration, or they're complaining about fucking critical race theory, and I can bet your ass that they couldn't define critical race theory to save their life. The reason I know this is because I've talked to a family member who like wanted to talk all this shit about it, and I was like, I don't feel comfortable talking about it unless I learn a little bit more. It is a collegiate level theory that's taught to law school students. And I mean, a very watered down, like simple versions are taught to like children. You know, it's like how, Martin Luther King derived some of his ideas that we teach children, but some of it's derived from like Marxism. And I guess you could say like, oh my God, civil rights, they're teaching Marxism in schools. Whatever. Yeah. But the moment I read the book, they're like, they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk about it because they don't actually know. But before you actually are comfortable talking about a thing like that, or like opening up that you are not on their side about a certain topic, you kind of just sit down there and you sit down, you shut the fuck up, and you sit in the corner without them even having to tell you to do so.
The problem about that is like if you go against what they believe, they want you to have answers to everything. It's like, oh, you don't believe in this, but what about this? Oh, but what about this? And it's like, why would they make you the expert for simply not believing in something when they're not the experts on the things that they believe in?
Well, because they think they're the expert. And so if you're going to debunk the expert, you better be expert plus.
I guess, but like, there's a lot of Christians that you talk to that don't even realize that these atrocious verses are even in the Bible.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually one of the topics. Scripture disguised as Islam. You want to do something funny? If you know somebody in your family that is Islamophobic, and I don't like that word because I hate religion, and I've been labeled as Islamophobic, and I mean, if I am, I guess so be it. I've got no problems with the followers of Islam. It's teachings of religion I have a problem with.
I don't really like any religion.
Yeah.
So.
And I have a problem with Christians based on what they do, and I guess in the same sense, I have a problem with Muslims based on what they do. If that makes me Islamic, so be it. You know, if
it makes you Islamic.
Islamophobic. If it makes me Islamophobic, so be it. Because, like, I mean, if you're throwing gay people off of the top of a building, I hate you.
I find some.
I hate you. I find you repulsive. You know. I think that's a lot different. I mean, I've been called bigoted on Facebook for that, but I think that's a lot different than people who say, "Well, I don't like black people because they're rowdy, they play loud music, and all they do is shoot each other." You know what I'm saying?
I have nothing against Muslims.
I know it's like not all Muslims. It's not even like, dude. It's most of like the majority of Muslims aren't like that. It's really extreme small groups. But I have a problem with those. And while I also have a problem with those, I have a problem with certain sexist, misogynistic, homophobic, and other just really fucking raunchy ideas that come from that religion and other Abrahamic religions as well. But either way, I digress. The point being, if you've got Islamophobic people in your family, do I have that sheet of paper up here?
Which one?
I think it's the one on my bedside. So what you can do is you can pull out really atrocious Bible verses, and you can be like, you've got to get them in the talking, but you can't just come out with it. You just got to be like, man, did you hear about, like, they're trying to pass laws in you say California. They always hate California. I mean, California's kind of crazy sometimes, but be like, yeah, in California, there's some, Islamic representatives that are, and they'll always buy that. As soon as you say that, they won't fact check it like they will if you say that there's some crazy conservative doing something. That, you've got to put the Trojan horse in there. Just be like, yeah, they've got these Muslims, these fucking Muslims in office, and they're wanting to pass these laws based on their scripture, and they might just and. Chances are, and this happens every time, they'll cut you off and they'll just start talking shit. Just let them talk shit. Just agree. It doesn't matter. Just be like, yeah. Agree. Nobody's fucking watching. You don't actually mean it, maybe, but then be like, yeah. They're wanting to pass laws based on the scripture that says that you should hate your family and everybody, and that you should cut off the heads of unbelievers. And they're like, oh, the blah, that's terrible, blah, and then just smack them with like, actually, it's in the Bible, but be prepared to actually have that like in your fucking pocket or purse or something, and be like, yeah, it's actually Luke 14:26, or oh yeah, it's actually, I forget where they cut it and beheading the ones, because it doesn't say,
I don't know that
it doesn't say behead them because they don't believe it, but Christians and usually bigoted people, they're always like, Muslims want to kill the infidels, but in that part of the Bible it says that God commanded either Moses or Aaron or somebody to cut off the heads of a certain group of people just so that Yahweh will turn his anger away from them. And the reason he's angry is because they're worshiping other gods. It's basically kill the infidels. Mm-hmm. The same shit that they talk about Islam, they talk about the Bible. And now, when you bring that up, they're going to get very mad. To quote Maga, my grandmother, you tricked me! I'll never get over that. I wish I would have recorded that. That is so fucking funny. But yeah, I tricked her ass. Yeah, you bet your fucking ass I did, because you shouldn't be in a position to be able to be tricked. If you're logically consistent and you're not going to be a piece of shit, then there's no tricking. There's no tricking. Yeah. But the thing is, you flip-flop. And so you didn't make any defense for Islam whenever I brought those up. You agreed right with it. Yeah, it's fucked up. But as soon as you told them it's in the Bible, no, it doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that. Yeah, I did that to somebody at work the other day, and they just jaw dropped, and I walked out. It was so funny. This same guy actually today told me, he's like, or yesterday, he's like, yeah, Ben Shapiro, and I play the dumb card. I play like I know. I play like I live under a rock about shit. I'm like, yeah, who's Ben Shapiro? He's like, oh yeah, he's like, well, he's not like a politician. He just like talks about. I was like, oh, so he's like a political like commentator. He's like, no, he's just. Well, yeah, that's what he... But, man, he's a genius. He's a genius, man. Like, whether you believe him, whether you agree with him or not, he's a genius. And just listen to these people go on. And it's so goofy. I mean, you can really have fun and play along with it. I mean,
Ben Shapiro, the genius.
Ben Shapiro's a genius. Not even the people that I follow, I think, are fucking geniuses. I mean, fucking... Vosh is an idiot. But, I mean, I follow him. He's pretty cool. But... I mean, that's a part of being his audience. You gotta have to hate him. But no, you can have some fun with it. And that's kind of one thing that I do to keep my mental health in check about that shit. And to just be lighthearted about it as, like, often as I can. Because it's hard to not be lighthearted. And so I try to get every chance that I can to just kind of poke fun and just play around. Because it keeps it easier. I don't hold on to it for the rest of the day. Because if it's, like, a serious talk. If it's, like, my biological dad, who who I've never really talked to. The most time he ever talked to me in my life was to tell me that I wasn't a real Christian. Yeah, I was pissed about that for fucking weeks. I'm still pissed about that. Yeah. But I don't really care that much because honestly, I mean, he's not a father.
Influence
Speaking of a father, that's one point I was making to somebody about like trans people. They're like, well, biologically speaking, that is a man. That's not a woman. It's like, well, yeah. And also you can call your stepfather dad. And a dad is based on a biological factor of being the person who gave your mother the seed. But you can call him dad, you can call him pa, you can call him pops, you can just call him by his fucking first name. It doesn't matter, but nobody has a problem with that. But as soon as someone's like, you know what, I want to dress and act as myself in a way that comports with how societal genders go, except I want to be the opposite gender, and they can't stand that. And the reason I worded it that way is because whenever you do, they kind of like fucking brain circuit whenever you do mention it like that, because like while they do want to uphold like certain gender roles like that, like you wanting to like flip-flop that is just too degenerate and too despicable. But like on things like that, that's why I'm mentioning like closing yourself to bigoted family Sometimes you just can't come in. You don't want it to be an issue. You want to get, and it's usually like when you go to Thanksgiving or Christmas or some other stupid shit. And I mean, well, fuck, Christmas is pretty cool. So it's Thanksgiving, you get to eat. But you want to get through the day and you want to get home. We turn it into a game, kind of. We're just like, we're kind of waiting for us, and then we can just drive home for an hour and just like talk shit the rest of the way home. Like, did you believe it? They fucking said this stupid shit.
Always keep your ear open.
I keep my ear. We keep our ears open and our cards to our chest, because honestly, you got to think, like, how much do these people matter? That's the difference. For the family that does matter, I'm a little bit more vocal with, and the family that doesn't matter, I could give a shit less. I had a family member get mad at me, and they're like, if you have a problem with this, why did you even come over? This and that. It's like, because I fucking care. I say it because I care. I say it because I love you. If I didn't, I'd be treating you like my other side of the family, which I just sit down and I shut up and I sit in the corner, and I do it just fine. It's not a bad thing. I just don't care to change their mind. I'm there to see them. I'm there to try to have as good of a time as I can. I say I don't love them too. It's just, I don't see a point in getting all into it, especially when I don't spend that much time. There's not that much of an influence. But, I'm not trying to, and I definitely don't want it to seem as if I'm comparing that to, like, your situation with your siblings and your parents. Because, I mean, that's more of a close-knit thing than the family members that I'm kind of talking about. Waiting for Brett Cooper. Scripture disguised as Islam. Jesus comes twice. CRT. I didn't really want to talk too much about CRT because, I mean, fuck, nobody's talking about that anymore. And plus, like, this shit's complicated. A lot of people believe in CRT. They just don't really realize it. And a lot of people, like, you gotta, if you have family and you haven't looked into CRT, please do. You'll learn a lot. Because all they think is you and people like us think that everything's racist. Highways are racist. You should look up why highways are racist. And no, it's not because that Interstate I-40 is screaming the N-word as you drive down it. There are reasons that people say things like highways are racist, and if they cared enough to actually know the points and look them up, they would find out. And you can do that if you want, but I do suggest you look into CRT because, especially if you have family members during the upcoming holidays, especially 4th of July, people are talking and getting all hard for their America, they're probably going to be bringing that up along with immigration. One thing that you can do is you can trip them up and kind of expose how they don't know much about it. A lot of people do this by asking them, well, what is CRT? They usually bring up some form of, well, everything's racist and all white people are racism and blah, blah, blah. I like going a different route of, well, what don't you agree with in CRT? Do you, like, disagree with all of it? Like, every single thing? And I haven't talked to too many people about this, but either you'll get, like, yes, or they'll stop and think, and they're like, well, I haven't really, they'll start to admit, they'll be like, I haven't looked too much into it. And that's when you can kind of slide in the line of, like, well, I just don't think it's a good idea to make rationalizations and judgments and assumptions on really big topics that, we don't know much about. They might get a little pissed, but it's a good point to make. But after you look into CRT and you start knowing, you start learning about things such as, like, affirmative action and interest convergence and things like that, you can start to ask them, like, okay, so do you believe or not believe, and always switch up the believe and not believe. Make it seem like, especially if they don't know what they're talking about, you want to, like, throw them the one that they disagree with first, and then the one that they'd agree with second, and then on the next question give them the one that's first and second, because they're going to try to, like, mentally read what you're saying and just kind of disagree with what they think would sound bad and agree with what they think that they would agree with. I'd be like, I was talking to a guy at work, and I was like, so you don't like any of CRT, so you have a problem with, or you don't have a problem with affirmative action. And they're like, yeah, this and that. And then you explain to them, and they're like, well, no, I blah, blah, blah. And you can play these little games with them, and it'll get to the point where they'll shut the fuck up and they'll just stop bothering you about it. But that's only if you care. But CRT is a big fucking topic. I didn't want to talk about it too much. I don't know a lot about it. I only read one book and some Wikipedia and some writings by Derek Bell. But that's honestly all you need, and you already know probably about 200% more than the people who are complaining about it. But it's a complicated topic. Again,
I mean, fear mongering goes pretty far. That's basically the most.
Fear mongering, you don't have to know about anything. Yeah, you don't have to know about anything when you're fear mongering.
What did that woman say whenever fucking Klepper, whatever his name is? He's like, where did you find that out? She's like, I heard it from someone else who did the research. It's like, okay.
Oh.
What is it?
I'm gonna pull it up.
Oh, okay.
I know exactly where that's at. Dude, it's fucking hilarious.
I know. Do you remember he was talking to that one guy, and the guy's like, you just need to, if you need the truth, you read the transcripts. And he goes, right. And
have you read the transcripts? He's like, nope, I haven't read the transcript.
But just to be clear, to know the truth, you need to read the transcripts. He's like, yep, you got to read the transcript. But
hold on, I'm trying to remember what the word for word. She's like, you have to look up the truth, and he's like, well, how do you know the truth? And she's like, you listen. She's like, you listen to the person who found the truth. He's like, well, how do you know they found the truth? And she's like, I don't know. It's oh fuck, it's so funny. Hold on.
I just remember the part where he's like, and where did you find that out?
It was the
like,
satanic thing.
Yeah.
Jordan Klepper. Satanist. Yeah, it's like the Satanist. Yeah, dude, and that guy admitted to, like, he's like, yeah, what's wrong with fucking children? God made them to go through puberty at such a young age. Like, I gotta just, He didn't say that word for word, but.
Christ.
Oh, fuck. Oh, I can't find it. Hold on. Jordan Klepper. Let me go to. Hold on, it's gonna play this probably pretty loud. We can pause it real fast. Ooh, good old Marjorie Taylor Greene.
That woman is a ass kicking.
I love the clip of her in court when they're like, "Hey, did you say XYZ?" Nope. Are you sure you didn't say XYZ? Nope. And then the guy's like,
remember.
I don't remember. I don't recall that. And then he's like, all right, your Honor, can you pull up Exhibit 5? And she's like, wait. No, don't do it. I'm a virgin. Ah, fuck, where is it? Did they take it down?
I hope not.
I think he took it down. Why would he take it down? Oh, nope. I gotta be careful. I'm gonna, accidentally, go up. I hate this fucking MacBook. Because I thought I ended the live stream a second ago by accidentally going like that. Because that's how I ended it that first day. Digital exclusive.
That's dumb. You can really end it just like that?
Well, it's basically doing that is basically pushing the back button. If I push the back button on the page where I'm live streaming, it basically cancels it, and it cancels it in a really weird way to where I can't actually it was weird.
I'd be so upset.
Okay, 6 days. Fuck, how long ago? Okay, meets the pillow guy, islands.
It wasn't that long.
Hold on. I think it was within the last 3. Well, I mean, it would have been viewed on here, Yeah.
Unless we saw it on mine on the TV. No,
nope.
Popped up.
No, it's over here. I think this is a little too far back. I don't know.
Well, those are just a month ago. I think it was. It wasn't Jordan Klepper. It was the fucking.
Oh, Channel 5, the curly haired guy.
Yes. No wonder.
Oh, that's way back on my history. That's gonna take a minute, especially with how much the fucking computer's lagging. Yeah, Andrew Callaghan. Oh god. Oh fuck, it's 20 minutes. We're gonna have to find out where it's at.
He's talking to the one woman who has that huge cross necklace.
Yeah.
On the street.
All right, let's
Mr. Beast. Whoa.
Bye. Bye.
Hey, do you guys know what Satan means? Satan means adversary. That means he's your enemy. Why would people worship their enemy? The goodness of God leadeth thee to repentance. I came out here
It just hasn't come out yet.
because they're having this Satan con here and they're celebrating evil, human sacrifice, war, murder, lies. The powers that be, the United Nations, is at war against the American people.
It's like, wait, you're having temptation. I never
And
understood
against
that.
the children. A lot of people don't understand it, but Hitler actually won the war.
Hold on. Let me pause it.
Hitler.
I'm gonna have to figure out. Honestly, I've got a different way to do this next time. Whenever we do it, live stream, because it's like super laggy.
Yeah.
No one's gonna watch this.
It
Is that
could
her?
be
Is that her?
A really shitty internet connection.
Is that
I
her?
think- yeah, that's her.
We need. That's what I'm telling you. We got to get that good internet.
Yeah, we have really, really bad internet.
I used to have that good shit. I used to have that top of the line, hundreds a month. It was so fast. I could download every HBO special over the last 10 years, probably in like an hour.
Yeah, it's not. Nothing's even available
I'm
here
kidding.
other than what we currently have, and I hate it.
Soros's money paid him off.
George Soros had contributed $300,000 for this event to occur.
He contributed.
I stand for the flag and I kneel for the cross. No, you're not getting an ad.
I stand to go.
Contribute a bunch of money
Where did you hear that from?
from other people that have done the research.
You know, COVID was the gates to opening all this up. 6 feet apart. Where
She's like, I think earlier, I'm
Dollars for
it's
this
lagging
event
too
to
much.
occur?
I think she's
He
talking about-
contributed a bunch of money
Where did you hear that from?
from other people that have done the research.
You know, COVID was
like, you guys have to realize that, like, when you're talking to people who are like dogging on you and talking about how stupid of a leftist you are or whatever you are, I mean, fuck, there's a lot of people who aren't leftists that watch me. I mean, that's fucking fine. But like, when a lot of people will like dog on you super hard, and this even applies to myself sometimes they don't know what they're talking about. Sometimes I'll catch myself and I'm like, I don't know what I'm talking about, and I just have to stop the conversation. I'm like, look, man, I don't know enough about this to talk about it. I'm like, I've been bullshitting for like 3 minutes. Oh, hey, we got a lot. Oh, wait, no, never mind. Stay here. When I was closeted, I made a game out of going to church. My roommates, who were also deconstructing, would go to the services with me. We made bingo cards.
Of all kinds of fallacy. We want to go to church too.
Yeah.
And just experience. I mean, I grew up going to church, but like, I'd like to go to the church that I was ostracized from for other reasons, just to see how it is now. Because that was a really bad experience, and that had nothing to. My whole family was still a Christian. It was just some bullshit personal drama, and the entire church decided to call my dad a child molester of me, no less. My brother and my dad were degenerates who watched porn together. It was all lies. We basically got ostracized out of the church, but I want to go back now and just see this service and see that pastor who essentially let everyone shun us for no reason.
The bingo card's a good idea. You should honestly, if you
that sounds
can
fun.
you send pictures over Reddit chat?
Me?
Yeah. Or not you, but I'm wondering like if like Reddit allows for pictures to be sent.
I think so.
We should make one, send her one. She could send us some ideas.
Yeah.
So that'd actually be really fun. Honestly, that'd be cool. Fuck. Because I know World Outreach Church, the mega church I went to, they actually like stream their shit on television. Like up at work, it'll be on TV. I know. I'm like, fucking change this shit. Fuck this shit. I don't want to fucking hear this shit. I'd rather hear fucking the Kelly Clarkson show. Like, goddamn. But, fuck, where was I going? Oh, they'll stream it. Like I'd love to actually like stream. Like if we could get the internet connection to goddamn work, I'd love to stream that, and then we could all play bingo. Like you remember Donut? How he had the sovereign citizen bingo? Yes, we could get. I forget how to make that, but like we can like post it to a website, and like you'll roll for a bingo card, and you can like download it, and you just play bingo with us, and we just have a good time listening to. Oh, dude, we'd lose our minds. You know how often we'd pause the fucking service? Probably. We'd have to have a no pausing rule. Honestly, every time that like we pause, we'd have to take a drink.
That's gonna be a litty titty Sunday.
Like we'd have to really save like what we want to stop and like be like, hold on, did he just say this type shit? Like I'd be like, nope. I'd be like, hold on, we're pausing it. Pause.
I know. I'm
everybody has to take a drink.
I'm a notorious talker. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, and it wouldn't apply to chat. Every time chat would pause the video, like, themselves, like every time they'd pause our stream, it'd just have to be like they'd have to take a drink.
Yeah.
I'd be trashed after 3. I don't drink.
Just take a sip of a beer.
I'd probably still get trashed. I have like a quarter of beer, and I'm just like, whoa, man, I'm seeing colors.
That's funny.
Yeah, other than that, I only had that and tooth panic. I'm still panicking. Fuck, what time is it? I don't want to go get my... Can we just call out of dentist?
No.
Yeah, come on, it's 2 a.m. We're not going to wake up in time.
Yes, we are.
It's 12 hours from now.
I don't care.
It's 12 hours. I don't have to go.
Maybe you need to get
Have you had your teeth pulled? Honestly, you know what? Hold on.
We should just watch videos of teeth getting pulled.
Fuck that. I don't want to watch that
I'm
shit.
Just joking.
Hold on. I want to see something. Can I get nitrous oxide for a molar extraction? If I feel good, I'm probably going to clip some of this stuff out of this stream and probably post it as just like little clips for people who didn't come to the live stream.
For some reason,
because honestly, it's
whenever
laggy.
you were typing that, I thought you were going to say, can I get pregnant from getting a tooth extraction?
Wait, what?
That just would, for some reason, how like you wrote, can I get, because I feel like a lot of questions start like, can I get pregnant from swimming pools? Can I get pregnant from semen on a toilet seat?
You can.
Yeah, I know. But that's how a lot of those questions are phrased, and for some reason, that's
Wait, I was just kidding. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Hold on. Can I get pregat from pool? Sperm are strong swimmers, but only when they're inside a body. That means if you ejaculate in a swimming pool, no one is going to get pregnant. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the chlorine kills the sperm.
Well, I read a story about...
Man, we've been talking about a story this whole time.
No. It's a book. I don't remember.
See, yes, you can.
But it's a personal story.
Okay, there's mixed answers. We're gonna have to test this. I'm gonna have to you're gonna go into the deep end, and I'm just gonna be in the jacuzzi side.
This was just like an outside, family
pool.
Above ground pool.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're gonna have to test this.
He would go pearl diving.
Oh, I don't want to. Nope, we're not going over that.
It's a bad story.
We're going back to it because I'm still panicking about my fucking teeth. I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight.
Book. It's called Haunted by Chuck Palahniuk or whatever his name is.
Palahniuk.
He's the same guy who wrote Fight Club.
Oh yeah, okay.
That book is wild, man.
But either way, I need to get this shit. I need somebody who can get me the hookup on laughing gas. Nitrous oxide will help you relax during the procedure. It offers minimal sedation, and you are conscious as the tooth is being extracted. Your dentist or oral surgeon can provide you a pill or tablet to get sedated while you are awake during the extraction. So I'm wondering, is this for molars? Because people at work,
like tooth extraction. I think that's just
that counts as tooth extraction. Because people at work are telling me no, you only get the syringe and sedation. I want to be kind of loopy. I want to not. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna panic. I'm probably just gonna run. I'm just probably gonna be like, I left my wallet out in the car. I'll be right back. And they're gonna be like, oh, you can just pay afterwards. I'm gonna be like, bye. See, what is it? So look, and I say this is tooth extractions don't have to be painful. So it's probably just a matter of if they offer it. Man, I don't want to do that shit. Fuck that shit. I put it off for 2 years. What's a 20 year? What's another 20 years?
We need to get your teeth dealt with, babe.
Fuck. Speaking of. I said speaking of. We should probably get to bed though.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Even with the lag, could you please leave the whole stream up? I would like to be able to reference it. Yes, I actually will. If it doesn't pop up tonight, I'll figure out some way because I have OBS also. That might be why it's lagging, because OBS is also recording the stream to save as a file on the computer. And so if it doesn't pop up, which my other ones did pop up, YouTube last time, it took about 24 hours for it to render it, and then it was up. So give it 24 hours or so, and if it's still not up, I'll try to figure out how to post it and all that shit. I might have to move a bunch of shit onto my external hard drive because, let's see, how much space do I got on this bitch? And I think on the YouTube Live tab that I have right now, I think I have it checked. I don't have the box checked that says unlist the stream. So even if it unlists it, I'll make it public. Okay, apparently I've got 57 gigabytes. Yeah, okay, I should be straight. Yeah. Well, fuck, it's still calculating.
Oh,
that's the sweet sounds of cat piss.
Our cat peeing.
Oh, well, it's not wanting to load. Yeah, so, okay. Yeah, 57 gigabytes. I'm straight. Yeah, what would it... So I'm watching the stream kind of like right here on this phone, too. The sound sounds pretty okay, but it's like the video.
Goodbye.
I'm going to try out some more things. I'm going to do probably like little shorter streams and kind of tweak things and stuff like that. We'll probably get better internet. But at least I get to post something for now, because if we're just relying on my little shitty GoPro to post videos and take forever to edit them on Premiere Pro, you would honestly never get a video. But either way, it meant so much to me that you took the time to make a full video response. Thank you for reaching out and supporting me through this journey. Yeah, it's no problem. And we're still connected over Reddit. And if you want to connect with her, I'm pretty sure she'd be fine with that. And I can figure out a way to keep y'all connected, and that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But either way, peace. Oh, this is awkward because I don't know how to... Fuck, yeah, I've got it going through OBS. Just stop and stare. Say something. Bye-bye.
Final words.
Oh, fuck.
What did we learn here?
It's gay.